Any walk the spirit man. Guns in my. What the fuck was I gonna do? No, at least. What? This boy's awake? Yes, sir. Why didn't you change the fucking title? Oh my god, my cat chill. Chill. Oh my god, I need to blow my nose again. Oh, fucking allergies. Wait, why I can't hear nothing in game? Let me restart the game. Bro, I swear to God I can't hear anything.
Someone has been here.
Oh my god, now we know why. No, okay, time to reset the stream. Oh my god, now we know why I can't hear shit. Guns in my head. Spirit in my head. Oh, fucking allergies. Is it because the hours you need? Yeah, I need to stream more actually. And also, I don't need to sleep. I woke up. I mean, I not woke up. I slept early today. Ugh. Oh. Spirit of my head. Right. My back. Ow. Oh my god, I fucking forgot my finger sleeves. Ugh. Could ask my wife to help PUBG, but they don't play PUBG. You do you. You know, your group fucking went ham that one day. I remember that shit. It's like maybe they sleep.
Team match. Let's go.
I do what you can. Yeah, you can do what you want.
First point for the red team.
Fucking poor.
Target down.
I do what I can see. I'll see you at least. My. Probably not at least it's Shia. Oh my god, allergies.
No mercy. Reloading. Expired. Cover me. Clear. Reloading. No mercy.
Oh no.
Target down. The blue team in the lead. Target down. Reloading. Dead. Killing spree for the blue team. Cover me.
I wonder who messaged me.
Killing spree for the blue team.
Oh my god, allergies.
Great. You're about to win.
The red team doesn't have a lot of time left.
Blue team victory.
The wild card, Alucard. Imagine. You fuck, allergy. Wait, who messaged me? Speedy, my child. Ugh.
Bro, I'm gonna do some TDMs because I have class in like 20 minutes.
This is CDM, you dumb bitch.
That's why. But like, Twitch? Are you joining Wildcard or what? What's up?
What? I don't know.
Trying out or what?
Depends.
Depends, head ass.
What do you mean depends, Hadas? What do you mean? Is it depends if they say yes or no, you dumb bitch? What the fuck?
Team
Holy
match.
shit,
Let's
so much
go.
allergies though.
The blue team has scored for the first time.
I fixed my sensitivities, bro. It's kind of better.
Cover
Just
me!
put 300 for everything.
Nice shot! Enemy down! Killed! Reloading!
Oh, bro, that man was like so fucking ready for me. He was like looking at me and everything.
Shut up.
You wanna kiss me right now?
She lies.
Enemy down!
There's a guy camping in the yellow thingy.
I know, they like hold the weirdest thing. Oh my god, holy shit. Why is that guy there? He's just standing there, what the fuck?
That's what I'm telling you, bruh.
No, not that spot. He was like camping in the middle.
Killing spree for the blue team! Target down! No mercy! Reloading!
Did they back out? Oh no.
The blue team is in the lead. Cover me!
Oh my, he's sliding forward. You just woke up. I woke up like an hour ago, I want to say, or 2. No, actually 2 hours ago.
Killing spree for the blue team!
Damn, he had spawned for days.
Down!
Hey, man.
Dead! Reloading! Cover me! Nice shot! Enemy down! Killing spree for the blue team!
You invincible slut. What the fuck?
Great. You're about to win.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win! Clear!
Bruh.
Blue team victory.
Your ass.
But so? No, so much allergies. Ooh, $1. Wanna watch it? God damn it, that shit fucking started so fast.
Tier 2 school में छास college में छास
Yo, Alu, that's your girl on the other team.
Oh, Archie?
Team match. Let's go.
Point for the red
Damn, he outnated you.
What do you mean? I didn't even throw a nade.
Oh. Well, you're bad.
Target
Your
down.
ass.
There's a guy already holding angle on this one.
No mercy.
Oh, that's an enemy? What the hell? Yo, I thought that was a teammate. What the hell?
Kill.
Damn, I got sniped.
Cover me. Killing spree for the blue team.
Oh my god, that bitch has slipped.
No mercy. Cover me.
Oh my.
Dead.
sorry.
Reloading. Enemy down. Cover me.
Oh my god. Oh, I ran out of ammo. Oh my god.
The blue team is unstoppable. The blue team is in the lead. Killing spree for the blue team. No mercy! Killing spree for the blue team!
Oh, that missed all of it.
Dead! Reloading!
Yo, was that guy lying or was that just me?
Enemy down! Cover me! Target down!
Great. You're about to win.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win!
Oh my god, who the fuck needs there?
Killing spree for the blue team!
Oh my, I have 400 MS. What the hell?
Oh,
Blue team.
Yo, why do I have 400 MS? What the hell?
Cut your ass.
only 7 kills, bro.
What the hell, bro? I only got 400. I was like wondering why everyone's taking so many fucking bullets. I was like, what the hell? No, not this one. I gotta go. Oh my god, my shoulders. Oh yeah, time to watch the montage again. Bob. Change your name, Olive. To what? Oh my, why am I lagging, bro? What the hell? I have fortune MS again! What?
Okay.
Team match. Let's go.
Wait, you still don't have Wi-Fi?
No, I do.
What?
I think it's just game lag.
First point for the red
Just
team.
ass.
Target down. Cover me. Location. Clear. The blue team is unstoppable.
Fuck.
Oh my god, bro, this kid's always sliding on my screen, bro. That shit was like the weirdest fucking thing I ever saw.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Well, how the fuck is it cap?
No, man.
Enemy down.
Oh, that man was lit as up. Bro, I can't tell.
No mercy.
No, it's not my
Cover me.
Wi-Fi, it's the game. I swear to God. What the hell?
The blue team is in the lead.
Oh my god, the guy's a sniper.
Reloading. Killing spree for the blue team. Target down. Nice shot. Reloading.
Oh, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Killing spree for the blue team.
Viewer party PMCO, bitch. What is PMCO for what?
Killing spree for the blue team.
Europe group stage.
Oh shit, say less. Fuck it, I'll do it. Oh
Great.
no!
You're about to win.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win.
Blue team victory.
Nice, dude. Why you
Bro,
drop
I'm
shotting
fucking
bots?
goated.
Dude, I literally just saw you just drop shot the bots. Calm down.
I ain't drop shotting no one. I'm just goated, bro.
Stop the cap.
Fucking free agent head ass.
Yes, sir.
Free agent head ass.
Bitch, you're literally free agent, dude. What the fuck are you on about?
It's just funny, bro.
What? Bro, I wonder why my penis being a bitch right now. Because my stream is
You're a ranking
clean.
man, bitch.
Dude, right now, fuck that. I ain't doing rank TD when my MS is going up to 400. What the hell? I'm about to get dick before I even peak. What the fuck?
Ooh, what the fuck?
Let me calm down, Speedy.
Dean Naylor.
Oh my god, my nose.
Played your one?
What?
With who?
What?
Fucking free agent.
Oh my, I saw 400 MS.
Just do a viewer.
Reloading.
Viewer.
I know, but I thought you fucking have to go.
After
So.
this.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I was waiting until your bitch ass leaves.
Team match.
That's why I
Let's go.
gotta leave after this.
The base will be activated in 5 seconds. Please get ready. Base C has been activated. The red team has occupied base C.
Oh my god, well, ha ha ha. A 400 on
Reload, bruh.
Wait, you're lagging too? Or I'm tripping? Bro, I have to read it a mess. Oh, that need. Oh my god, bro. Can they? I literally got needed like 3 times. Didn't even need it inside.
Oh yeah, I needed you.
Killed. Dead.
Okay.
What the fuck, man? I killed him. And then he killed me once he was dead with the fucking RPG.
Get good.
Okay, free agent.
Okay,
Reloading.
nerd Speedy.
It's for 2 man.
Expired. Enemy down.
For Alucard? Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, Tom. Oh my, this kid just yeeted on my screen with the. Oh, my peaks are still delayed.
No mercy. The blue team is leading as domination enters the second half.
Oh my, do I have 300 on my.
Nice shot.
You still the fuck out of that.
Ain't steal shit.
The blue team will soon take over a Reloading.
Oh my god.
No mercy. Cover me. The blue team has taken a base successfully.
Oh hell no, this guy just
Base
spawned on
B
us.
has been activated. The red team has occupied base C. Reloading.
Hey, I just killed my teammate, yes sir.
Bro, this unmessed his ass. It's like fluctuating, so I can't even get used to it.
Cover me. A weapon crate has been activated.
Spirit
No mercy.
Oh my god, why do I have such high Bro, I don't think I ever hit like 50 for longer than like 2 seconds.
Target down. Expired. Reloading. Target down. Cover me.
Fucking kill for my wife.
Dead. Reloading.
What the fuck was that speed?
Killed.
Okay, just steal the crap out of that one.
My ass. What the hell?
The blue team is
My ass,
leading
what do you
as
mean? I
domination
literally
enters
got a
the
double
second
body in the
half.
head. Oh
The
my.
fuck? You're just bad then.
Huh? Oh my god, I got stuck on my ADS because I didn't want to un-ADS. Goddamn lag.
Clear. Dead. Cover me.
Bro, why? Oh my god.
Cover me!
Oh man, no wonder my own low. Bro, why is there too many seasoned grizzlies?
Will soon take over a base.
Blue team
has taken
victory.
a base successfully.
Yo.
Bro, imagine getting carried by 500 MS players. Go. I see a slut. Spirit. Ow! Spirit in my head and we won't. I got guns in my head and we won't go. Spirit in my head and we won't.
You can't get lost in the countryside anyway. You can't. There's no corners here. How can you get lost in a place where there's no corners?
Run, here come the menaces. Hello,
It's how the Duke of Edinburgh. Run! You won't get away with this.
We always do.
We got any weapons? We're doomed.
Out of mind, out of touch, at a time, man. I smoke a bogey backwards with a thumb up like it's fine.
And he did really talk about how much they put a big focus on Plato's high ground position. So that's what they're gonna be going for once again. But as you said, right, I think it's good for them to just scout, get the information, go down, maybe even keep one scout on Everest itself, and then move the entire team down below, because you never know, the circle could be going towards Everest. It's something that could happen down the line.
You could even do the other way around. Keep 3 in Everest and send 1 down a little bit.
Some kind of split. Yeah.
Exactly. There's a
Was
few
there like an
options,
Irish
and I do
accent and
the
like a
rotation for
British
Sirens.
accent?
If you remember in Scrims, right, coming down from Severny, they would tend to go a little bit too deep towards
Dude, I'm gonna lie, I don't know who's good and who's not.
Whereas they're choosing to go in through the east side of Ruins, which is overall a lot safer and is going to give them a better time frame, especially because Lack and Oster, who like to land in Roshock, are not playing in today's game, so they know the area is quite free for them to move into the
Time to shine, getting pretty close to Pachinki and Headshot Valley, as Blank and John like to call it. We got a bunch of other names, but we're going to stick with Headshot Valley because I think it's a pretty good name for this area, because you do get Headshot in this area quite a bit. As Time to Shine, they scouted the area on the west of Headshot Valley. It's free real estate. They're going to take control of that position. It's pretty good seeing how the circle did go over to the western side, and all the teams that did drop on the east, they're going to have to go for that rotation, but because the plane path was actually very focused up north, it's not going to hurt too many teams in this lobby.
Red Reserve doing what I suggested.
They send the entire team, yeah.
A bit of scouting on Everest, then sending the whole down. It's so valuable because not only are you preparing a bit better for phase 2, you're securing that key compound. You are protecting yourself by 4 walls of the building, and that's the kind of small compound that has 3 or 4 buildings where you're able to spread yourselves out. Should you get somewhat engaged upon via grenades, you're able to dodge them somewhat.
Yeah, I'm talking about grenades like these European grenades. We talked about it in the intro, right? Like, European grenades have heavily improved as time goes by. So really happy to see these European teams putting that focus now on utility. I think in Spring Split, that's maybe something that was lacking quite a bit. These teams playing that utility, playing around smokes, flashbangs, maybe all that much. But like, we've seen so many molly plays in the scrims, right? Molotov plays left, right, and center. And the Molotovs, if you use it so well, it's such a good tool to deny pushes if you use it properly, of course.
It's underrated a little bit, but it requires a bit more precision, so you have to think about it a bit more, and then but when you're in the heat of the moment, you're not really thinking so much, so therefore there's a, you know, you can't really use the time, so you're better off just chucking an actual grenade. We see Max, the Noisy Boys in V4 clashing up once again on these similar rotations.
Yeah, but V4, you know, they lost the player earlier to the Noisy Boys. The Noisy Boys, they're in hunt mode. They're just chasing down their prey. They got a little wind of they smell the blood. They're like, this is a team we killed the player earlier. We're going to try and finish them. But you know what? They're like, okay, we're going to play the passive approach. Noisy Boys, they're just going to have a pretty good compound under control up north of the plateau area. As V4, now they've got to aim for another area. Where might they go?
But here's the thing, you know, they are heading on across the south coastal line, so they might stop around Ferry Pier area. But here's the thing, rotating so late into the blue zone closing in phase 1 is just as risky as being in the same compound as another team, because you don't really know, and other teams could be rotating close by. It can nearly always be the case of the devil you know rather than the devil you don't know in the world of PUBG Mobile. Because
Oh my
timing
God,
of
bro.
rotations is
We're gonna
always going to
fight.
be so much more valuable.
In the circle coming out on phase 2 did go down south. You know what? At least the river is not going to come into play, so the hard rotations up north should not be unfolding this time around. An Atlantis cycle, pretty decent position up north of Gatka. But really, I love where the Noisy Boys are set up right now. It's a really nice spot to play with. There's a little bit of high ground position under play also. Siren's also got a decent spot, but I'm surprised that no one yet has gone for Pachinki Hill. You got so much visibility in the center of the circle itself. I think that Inside Games or GSG Europe could aim for that location.
And I was thinking for Omega Dragons to shift a bit more to the east, which kind of what they're doing, but Red Reserve have reacted a bit quicker. We could see a bit of an early fight between those two teams. Team Dope, who did stop by the compound by the river on the north, took their time. They're now coming in via ruins, which I think is pretty good, but they are getting close to Bloodline. There is still that little bit of space on that hill to the north of V4, which could be held onto by either Inside Games or GSG Europe as well, Max. So there's still quite a few areas in play, even though teams are quite heavily inside the circle.
Accuser PX slowly going to be coming on by. They had a bit of information on Time to Shine, for example. Sirens are going to be holding on to that location down below. But Time to Shine, they're on the move once more, trying to aim for a better compound to hold on to. And things are going to be nice and dandy. But right now, this is still the early stage, right? You're not expecting too much to happen. So far, only one kill happened in this game going over to the Noisy Boys. But Atlantis cycle, they found a pretty decent position as Time to Shine might try and contest it. They got high ground position on the plateau. They can take a few shots down below. But really, it shouldn't result in a big breach happening very soon.
It's funny because, you know, when you talk about the one player going down, it's actually in the compound that Atlantis cycle have rotated to, so it's just kind of ironic and coincidental as it happens. Time to Shine being on top of the hill, it's a great area, but because it's out in the open, if the circle obviously closes in around them, they could be under a lot of pressure.
Oh, that will could.
Moving in closer on that 360-degree angle. And, you know, you talked about the early game being quite passive. I'm expecting that from streamers for the day one, or at least until the last game of the day. Teams are going to be feeling themselves out in this competitive setting, even though they might have played against each other quite heavily in scrims.
Team Dope on the move. Slowball is going to be leading the pack of Team Dope, going towards potentially Bloodline. They got an initial knockdown down. I believe that was Kapahala in the kill feed earlier. Allen going to go for the res up. That'll be happening very quickly. Team Dope, they're going for a very aggressive breach that I don't think was really initially needed all that heavily. You know what? Seemed like they are thirsty for kills. Renee going to be coming on by. Very close to Slowballs, but luckily enough for him, that one will bounce right off that little cliffside.
They got a knock onto a member of Bloodline, but the revive has been executed. They both have little peaks that they can move and shoot from. That's pretty good. But what I really like from Team Dope is that they have that 2-2 split. So you have the off angle from Tudor and Harb, which is going to be able to provide that level of back support.
The early shot through like Team Dope might not be fully ready to commit to this one. They know the Bloodline are going to be defending this one really well. I like the fact that they kept Slowballs very close to the compound to make sure they can then send the entire team away. And I say that's Team Dope out for... Oh, Slowballs jumping onto a rock right there very early on. They seem like they want to play towards the Everest area, which I think is very intriguing in this situation. I think that's a location where you're allowing yourself to take heavy damage from Bloodline.
Because we saw the members of Team shooting up towards Bloodline, not necessarily wanting to get a knock, but either way trying to create that space. We're talking about space. Phase 3, the space has shrunk. It's gone down south. Quarry's in play, but Quarry's always a very tricky area to hold on to. There's really limited strong areas where you can rotate to, and I'm talking about the north and the south side. Don't really want to be on the east or the west.
It's like a Miramar La Bandita, but with no compounds in between. That's how it is you can compare it to. So basically, you just can't go down below. If you do, you're going to be dead meat. But definitely, it would be interesting to see if we might just get ourselves a Quarry finish for the very first game of the day. As X Team, also a team that's been coming around quite a bit, getting some pretty consistent results going into the European scrims overall. And coming into this tournament, I think they might be the favorite of a few viewers at home. So definitely do support them in the chat if you are a fan of X-Team, because they're a team that they know how to hurt other squads around them. But the Noisy Boys and Red Reserve, they're going to be having a very early clash. It's nice mini 14 shots from Beg for Mercy shall connect towards Everest.
Nice mini 14 shots, quick to the point, and nearly took down a member of TSC. It's risky being on Everest, but at least are getting information, and it has paid off. His
girl
zombies
team
gonna get
plays.
knocked to the ground. But the thing is, because TSC are so far away, are they really going to be able to react to this?
I don't think so. I think that right now also someone got knocked down, but X-Team were easily able to pull off the res. It's phase 3. Now it's starting to be the time where maybe you don't want to overstep your welcome too long out of the circle, so that's fine. TSC going to be on Everest himself. Really good for scouting early on right now, but like, I think they might be just cruising a little bit too quickly from that location. Use it for like even just 10 seconds. Look where teams are, then go downhill, but seem like they're going to go downhill without too much information going their way. Well, I'm happy to see. I just realized that we got Antho for TSC here. Ooh, he's a player that you want to keep an eye out for.
No, I think TSC played it really well. Yeah, they might have hung around Everest for a little bit too long, but getting that knockdown on the zombie, it wasn't the fact that they wanted to react for, but it created a space where it pushed X-Team back, so it meant it was going to be easier and freer for them to rotate towards the circle. It's still not going to be easy, because they don't really have that much information.
Information for B My Loot has been taken, though, taking a little bit of an open fight in the plateau area versus V4. V4, unfortunately, they lost another player earlier with this Piranha. So Piranha, player 99, both taken down of the equation. Marshall and Cruel are going to be there remaining. But Be My Loot got a pretty decent position, but now they're a little bit more on the edge of the circle down south. Means that they're going to have to go through a plateau area, through a road, through a forest, also just very flat. Their rotation, they need to try and gather information to make that rotation just a little bit smoother for themselves.
But I think they are. The only thing is that there is a team in front of them, so I think if they get a knockdown, they will want to really react on that before the next phase pops up. And talking about the next phase 4 are going to be on our screens in a matter of seconds. Where is it going to go? I think it's shifted over to the north with Time to Shine dead center. But there's that beautiful, huge compound area that is to the west side of the circle, and even a nice compound to the south of Time to Shine, which is valuable.
Oh, TSC again destroyed, engaged by Team Dope. They're just surrounding them so damn well. Team Dope pick up the kills, and that's going to be 3 extra points going their way. Team Dope eliminating the first squad of European PMCO for this full split. Well executed, really good synergy, but in a risky spot, so you want to move away from here as soon as you possibly can.
It was that blanket. We didn't see a lot of how that engage happened, but I think it was off the back of TSC having limited information. It was really nicely reacted by the side of Team Dope. However, onto this compound, Bloodline are under pressure as the Atlantis Cycle are going to be wanting to protect their compound. It's inside the circle on the north. There are quite a few teams around them. They could get third party by Time to Shine.
Yeah, that could be something coming into play if they want to just go downhill. That'll be good. But Time to Shine really got a more central position. So I think that here, you can take some shots from a distance, but fully breaching it, I think might be a little bit too much and overwhelming. But you got to say, Atlantis Cycle been holding on to this area for so long. That means that Bloodline were able to get close through a field area with a full team. That is something that's already recommendable.
Like one proper nade, it literally caused the play.
Smokes, grenades,
he just threw a nade in the shit shack properly. What the hell, bro?
Unfortunately, not making it over to the shack of Burian.
Jesus Christ, none of these kids know how to throw nades.
And Be My Loot, so are you going to be popping up into the kill feed? It seems like Be My Loot already struggling in that engagement.
Had a couple of players knocked down, no squad eliminated, other than, of course, what we saw in TSC. Yakuza onto Mega Dragons as well, but in amongst the smokes, Nurofen is waiting out behind the wall, waiting to gather as much information as possible. With 3 teams, like I said, this core compound on the west side has 3 teams in it. So nice triple fight going on, Max. Who is going to come out on top?
First third-man party of PMCO Europe, question mark, thinking emoji, maybe happening right now. Romanian squad, 2-2 split, unfortunately really struggling. Rambo left behind, Nate's chucked on over from Killer. Really trying to get control of this area because this is a really good compound to hold on to. Whoever wins this is going to be in a pretty good spot to take this first chicken dinner.
And Max, there's even a 4-man party because you have Red Reserve on that hill to the west of that compound. So it's really going to be interesting. But Rambo is being dropped by a grenade, followed by Burian. So we talk about the EU grenade power. It's definitely working out.
European nades are good. Do not quite that, because if someone fails it, I'll feel really bad. But oh my god, you know what? I do not take that one back. Elusive taking a grenade onto Frost of Red Reserve, and that's going to be Red Reserve, I believe, out of the lobby because of that elusive grenade. Great stuff from them. See you later, Red Reserve into game number 2. But now Romanian squad, they're the team in the big point of pressure. And back over, we've got picture coming on through. There's still a fight happening. And no one is quite ready to engage it so far because they're waiting to see where the circle just might go. Oh, Buren, so many grenade knocks happening right now. What's Damn, we said it before. I mean, we called it. European grenades are good now, but Tudor is going to be slowly pushing over towards Romanian squad. They want to get a little bit more control on this western compound. They're pushing down very slowly. Here it is, the breach happening down south. That's going to be Bloodline trying to take the offensive fight. They pick up a few frags along the way, and Bloodline shall secure this northern compound. They win the fight. They pick up all the kills. Great stuff indeed for them.
Man, this is really starting to get good. It's starting to get spicy as the next phase goes back up north. And this is what I talked about with Time to Shine, right? They are out in the open on top of the hill. They have the high ground. They've been gathering a lot of information, but I feel like they might want to get into a bit of a slightly safer position as a full squad to prepare for any potential onslaught coming through. The only thing they have in their favor is that there's a lot of teams outside the circle to the west notably that are fighting against each other, so they might be able to clean things up, Max.
Lobos, ooh, mask off with the DP28 coming into play. I mean, this is like a DP28 meta right now. If you have that one in hand, it's deadly if you use it properly, of course. Slobos knocked down, going to get slowly healed up. They did lose, unfortunately, Harb a few seconds, few minutes earlier, so very unfortunate for them, making it a little bit harder to hold on to this position, even though I'm pretty sure they won't. They want to move away because the circle and more over to the center northern side. That's going to be potentially also forcing Noisy Boys into the open loving arms of Team Goat. Romanian squad, they might be preying on a third party happening right here.
Team Double 4 kills so far off the back of a squad, right? But you got Romanian squad just outside. Of course, these are two Romanian teams. And they're used to battling up against each other. Then you have V4 joining in on the fun as the Noisy Boys still up as a full squad. So I talk about if the Noisy Boys can stay together as a full squad in the early parts, coming into the late game, they can really get the damage done.
Romanian squad, they want to leave, which I think is definitely the smart approach. Did leave one player behind just to make sure, so you know what, that's completely a-okay. Maybe as to serve as some kind of insurance.
Did they just get banned? I don't pay attention to EU, so not gonna lie.
V4, now he's going to try and hold on to the field area, but so many teams have an angle on him. I think that's going to be the end of V4 right now. I don't know if we're going to see him into the kill feed. Wait, does he make it out alive? No way. Oh, Jesus Christ. So many teams are shooting at him. Or maybe I talked too soon. You know what? He's down to about 1 or 2 bullet shots, and that's game over. He loses the wheel right next to Bloodline. Able to get thrown in time. But you got to explode that car yourself. Kapahala's going to have the perfect angle. And Bloodline claiming lives. Already up to 7 kills on phase 5. Jesus Christ. Stop this team.
Yeah, they've been really popping off against Be My Loot as well along the way. And I want to see, and I want to point out that on the feed, we've really seen Time to Shine make their position pay off. They've been able to take down a couple of members of Omega Dragons, a couple of members of GSG, and that's what I want to see from them, right? You got to create that space. It's a huge element coming into phase 6, 7, of course, phase 8, as the game will close out. 9 teams left, 31 players max. No team is inside the center of the circle. They're all along the edge.
Yeah, on the edge, because right now it's a high ground position in the center, and not really a good high ground kind of position. It's a plateau, making it, even if you're on the tippity top of the mountain, all the other teams down below should be able to find a few nice easy angle shots on you, and you don't want like all the teams remaining in the lobby just shooting at you from down below. That's really risky. Really hard shift compared to where the teams are pretty good for inside games. They should be able to take control really quickly. But also same for Time to Shine and Bloodline. I'm intrigued to see which will be the first team to try and strike and take that position first.
I think Bloodline will have a great position if they go cross the road really quickly and actually engage upon inside games. You want to take them out because they're going to have a core position on the north side of this circle.
Boysy boys, they got a little bit of room around them. You know what? Easy to pull off the res onto Whiskey. That should be fine for them. But Yakuza, PX, unfortunately, down below. They might be the team in a very threatened position. Now Time to Shine, they got Swave behind them trying to hold on to the angles. They're gonna have to force their way through, but Bloodline, I talked about it, a team that could potentially take control first. They send a scout forward. Bloodline really looking dominant and controlling this game, which is the Bloodline I love to see.
Inside games, engaging upon Sirens, which kind of makes sense because Sirens are outside the circle. A couple of knockdowns has initially come through, and Sands is going to be sensational with that grenade onto Aaron.
Haha, very funny, Imperium. Very funny indeed.
Get out of the way.
We had to do it eventually, guys. We did it on day 1 like that. You won't hear about it anymore. Or will you? Question mark? Thinking emoji?
Oh my god. These guys are crazy.
I'm going to do it again, Imperium. I don't care.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Yakuza, Luco, and Yuzi coming on down. Yuzi, my favorite player because he's called Yuzi after my favorite weapon. Yuzi Red Dot is the best weapon in the game. Changed my mind. Luco coming around right next the X team as they keep a good old foothold on that high ground position. Sorry, the Noisy Boys. I mean, as they're trying to hold on down, the car explodes, putting some heavy damage down onto Luco. Uzi holding onto the backside, but now the circle is moving against him. The Blue Zone's going to be upon their position very soon. The time is now ticking for Yakuza as Uzi gets taken down first, and Luco should be the next one to follow suit. He's going to run away, going to make it inside the building. He doesn't get shot at, really surprising. He makes it over to the building, but now Ryan into the Blue Zone, sprayed down by Whiskey. That's going to be a double knock happening for the Noisy Boys.
Great response from the Noisy Boys. I thought they were maybe being a little bit too passive, but after getting that revive onto Maskoff, Whiskey popped up, created that mixer, got that double knockdown. Time to shine, throwing a grenade towards Yakuza. Will that be a Kobe? It is.
Yeah.
It is indeed, and Uzi goes down, leaving Luco left standing.
They know that was a knock and then into a flush. They must know that one player of Yakuza PX must still be remaining behind, so they've got to keep their eyes pried open just to make sure they don't get preyed upon and snicked upon by Luco. But as I say, that's getting very close.
Yes,
and Time to Shine are pretty close to each other. One grenade could easily get a double knockdown if he makes pretty good use of that utility. Still got 17 still in play. X team inside game's got that position, but the northern side held by Bloodline. Not too many teams around, and Bloodline might be the one taking his very first chicken dinner. But here it is, Luco waking up from his deep slumber. But it's going to be very shortly lived. Good night, sweet prince. That's the end for this team out in 7th position. But now Time to Shine.
Why did he stop shooting?
Over to the Noisy Boys. Taking one, taking two. Great spray coming out from Daddy. Savage X trying his best to hold on to that position. I think he just got spotted right there, and I think the Noisy Boys might just get eliminated right now as he's under pressure, and that is indeed the case. The Noisy Boys out in 6th position.
Oh, Daddy!
Oh my god, that is so
11
wrong.
kills so far, hitting double digits.
Daddy.
Of course, they lost Naya. Will's getting knocked down, but there is still Swave and Daddy left standing. One member of X team moving on up. You do have this side of Bloodline are firmly inside the circle on the north side, waiting for the rest of the teams to get closer.
Seem like the kills are very top heavy, you know, compared to Time to Shine and also Bloodline. They're doing really good, but Nightmare trying to get the nades down will be a casualty. Daddy trying to go for the res, but Swave, you got to be careful. He's got a little sneaky off angle behind that little dip down below. Nightmare is an easy pickup as a nade comes on through from Swave. I mentioned it. He's going to be the big threat to that position. X team are out in 5th, and now 4 teams are still remaining. Gonna have Time to Shine inside games. Still gonna have also in Bloodline up in the northern edge as Swave tries to go for the random smoke sprays onto Dale and backfire. Unfortunately, those are really hard to connect on. Those cars are really good protection over for them. And now really, this circle has been taken over pretty well by one team specifically over to the western edge, but the spray is still coming on through. Dale going to be doing some work with backfire onto Will. Daddy and Sway still remaining for Time to Shine. He's trying to hide into the angle behind the smoke, trying to buy as much time as possible, but this is going to be a really hard position for Time to Shine to work with.
You don't use vehicles at this late stage of the game, Will, unless you are absolutely certain that you are safe. We see both teams are spraying the shots left, right, and center, trying to create that space. But backfiring, Dale doing a great job suppressing with Seo on the back line by the side of that crate. You have to confirm, they have indeed confirmed that kill onto Will, even Swave and Daddy left standing.
We look at Bloodline just popping into the kill feed versus Team Dope. Team Dope, they're more playing down the southwestern edge, but Bloodline, they're just on their own up north. No one is denying that position compared to all the teams fighting each other. Literally, Bloodline are just preying on these kills and stealing the action for themselves. Bloodline got to praise what they are doing. Sans finds a nice juicy headshot to Nurofen of Bloodline, so you know what, they're still putting her out, but Dale at the smokes are slowly wearing off Imperium. Inside games, they're feeling the damage, they're feeling the hurt. Time to Shine, they're shining through on this first game of the day. Backfire peeks up, trying to get that damage on through.
Sway, push it, take advantage, try and gain control, go for a risk, could come out with a reward. Yeah, of course, a revive is coming through. Gotta say, credit to Time to Shine. They're hovering across the edge of this circle so valiantly. There is still one member
I'm
left.
surprised they're being vehicle use in the circle.
Out of sight, out of mind for now.
I haven't seen Bloodline use too many smokes, maybe because it was off camera, but I don't think they have. So you know what, if they still got a lot of smokes, that could allow them to hold on so damn long to the northern edge of the circle. Inside games now seem like they're going to be snaking their way towards Time to Shine. Time to Shine down to only one player. Daddy's going to be confirmed out of the lobby. Bazzi is going to be sought after by Kapahala. The spray comes on through. Car is fuming. Can he make it explode? We'll have to see. The sway is sprayed down by the Uzi of Dale. That's going to be 4th position for Time to Shine. Still got to be having to say Imperium that they got a really good first game for PMCO European split.
Yeah, definitely a good way to kick off their journey in this PMCO full split. But 3 teams left standing. Inside games, Bloodline and Team Dope. Bazzi just waiting out. We saw inside games have one player left in these scrims and get a fantastic chicken dinner. Could Team Dope pull off the same with Bazzi behind this burnt out buggy.
No, what Bazzi can do, he can clutch it, no problem, as long as you just don't put your focus onto him. But Inside Games pushing a little bit deep. It will be turning into a pretty nice even fight, but Bloodline having 2-3 members now knocked away. Bloodline losing Allen at the last second. Dell doing the work for Inside Games. Bloodline will be taking 3rd position, but now it's a 1v1 Imperium. It's Dell versus Bazzi. Will Team Dope be able to steal this very first chicken dinner away? Will a Snake be the first win of the day? He's got to confirm all the kills, 7 kills so far. For Team Dope, so he's looking strong, looking for the angle. He finds Sands, kill confirmed, up to 8 so far. They're looking for double digits. Dale gets up, he had the information, goes
Bro,
for the
what the
spray
fuck
with the
was that
eyesight on the
solo
M4,
doing,
and that's
bro?
going to be
What the
Inside
fuck?
Games picking up the very first chicken dinner of the full split.
Nicely done by Inside Games. 10 kills, first place, 30 points in total. And then you have Team Dope coming in second, surviving until the end, getting 8 kills. That is a pretty good start indeed. And then Bloodline controlling, getting 10 kills as well. Man, you pointed out, top heavy, good stuff.
Very, very top heavy right there. 9 kills for Inside, 10 kills for Inside Games. 9, wait, no, actually, I can't count Imperium. I'm having really a lot of trouble over here. 8 kills going over to Team Dope. Bloodline picking up also 10 kills going their way. Yeah, top heavy. That's the perfect definition of this game. But I gotta say, this circle was not really fun to play with, and it did end up being a very good, snake smoke base finish. But a lot of teams, I gotta say, time those engages pretty well, especially Bazzi from Team Dope.
I think what really was different about this kind of circle is that we don't normally see it in this area. So I don't really think it was that bad of a circle to deal with. There was compounds up until like phase 5, phase 6, right?
Yeah.
So there really was, a few areas to play around. There was a great mix of high ground and low ground, even though it was generally out in the open. And I think most teams dealt with it very valiantly.
I think that definitely we had a really good response for this first game. It shows that, man, for the entirety of this month for PMCO Europe, like EU, the action is going to be intense for sure. I think really what did cause the demise though of Bloodline, they would chill on the northern edge, right, for so damn long because they were behind the slope and all the teams were just having so many angles on each other, down south, on the east, on the west, in the center also, and they were just chilling. But once their position was out of the circle and they had to push over the ledge, the remaining players and teams were going to have the easiest time of their lives to just pick the heads one by one. That's what happened. They got pushed by the blue zone, and that's why Bloodline did go down. But with that said, back over to our cutie faces right here. As Imperium, that's our first game. First chicken dinner picked up, and really good stuff coming up from Inside Games.
Man, I just love it. We've kicked things off, and I think it complements the fact that we saw a relatively passive early game. We saw teams rotating overall quite intelligently towards the center part of these circles, and even as the circles moved out, we got the phase 2, phase 3. Most teams really reacted to it not too crazily, nothing too harsh. The team that probably reacted kind of the harshest would have been TSC, I feel, on phase 3. I didn't see exactly how they rotated towards Team Dope, but I felt maybe it could have been a little bit safer from them because they knew they really had a limited amount of information. Of course, they end up paying the price of going down as the first team.
They're playing very heavily on the edge, and at some time, just Team Dope, they just went around that position, just completely suffocated them on the edge, and they just couldn't really play too much around that. But there you have it. That's our first game in the books, and it feels good to get that done. I think a lot of these teams also maybe just, feeling the room a little bit, trying to see what's the temperature like, what's the overall atmosphere. And I think that this atmosphere is very focused on utility, a lot more than Spring Split. We mentioned it in the intro of the broadcast, and we saw it right there. It was happening. So many nade frags and knocks happening into the kill feed. And it feels good because we are in a meta that's heavily focused around those nades, around those smokes.
Yeah, of course, I even said it, and I've said it numerous times that I do believe that grenades are a little bit too powerful and I think they need to be somewhat nerfed. However, it doesn't take away from that. At the moment, they are very powerful. They do a great job of not only pushing a team back, but getting a knock, securing a kill, giving you a certain level of confidence as well, right? When you hit a nice grenade, right, and you see that knockout coming through, it really does feel good. There's a certain damn, that feels good about it, and I think that will help these teams really kind of lean into that strategy. And of course, more grenades will pop out as we get through these games.
They just want to set a precedent up for themselves, right? They want to be like, you know what, this is the kind of level that we want to play out on a consistent basis, which I think is really fun to see. But we got our overall standings, even though it's just the first game. I think we can just go through it very, very quickly for all you guys at home. Checking out the top of the board, so you're gonna have then 30 points going over to Inside Games. They're leading so far with Team Dope in second with 22. 20 points going over to Time to Shine. And once again, like as you said, very top heavy, like from first position over to fourth position, 20 points minimum. That's very nice to see.
12 kills for Time to Shine, though. I just want to. I don't think we've really given that enough of a praise, because I talked about them when they had that center position that was relatively high ground out in the open. I said what they need to do is they need to get those kills and you need to push those teams back. Yes,
India, what the hell?
From the fact that teams outside those circles were taking each other out.
It's probably going to be.
There's always going to be teams surviving.
Wait, whatever region BTR is in, that's
Time
like
to
it.
Shine really made it count. Like 12,
Malaysia? I think Malaysia.
I'm sorry, just that.
No, not Malaysia.
It's so
Indonesia?
good to see, because in scrims, Time to Shine have looked a bit disconnected on engagements. They've looked a little bit. Will they be able to pull it out of the bag in TNT? I think they've at least proven me wrong in a certain way.
I mean, right there, they were in the hot seat for sure. There were just so many teams denying that position away from them, trying to deny visibility and then trying to push themselves in a decent spot in the circle. I think they did do a really good job from that kind of spot. They were going to go down eventually because it's just such a huge task to deal with and fathom with that you could imagine in the future they would go down. But you know what? Before going down, they picked up, as you said, 12 kills. That's really impressive to kick it off after knowing that they were a little bit weaker going into the scrims. But I'm really impressed, that you have to say, for this first game of the day by Time to Shine.
Yeah, it's like as they went down, they took a hell of a lot of people with them. Also, the Noisy Boys getting 6 kills with 6 placement points. It's a kind of thing of, you know, the top 5 teams, or top 6 teams, should I say, hitting the average of minimum average of 10-11 points per game is really good, and it's also nice to see that in that first game we did
China
see
number one, obviously,
digits, whereas
then
it being very top
probably
heavy
to
of
see
2 or 3 teams only getting double
the
digits.
debut Shira.
I do want to see more of that in these games. I don't know if we'll see it in game 2, which we'll talk about as we get into it, but yeah, definitely after game 1, I'm just happy, man, and I'm really impressed.
I'm really happy indeed. I mean, what a good first game to kick it off with. You know, really, really happy with a lot of these teams coming into it. You know, a few teams maybe not starting with the best of performances. You know, you got some teams that win.
10 years to start. Jesus Christ. Boy, I need to take a piss though. Oh, my back is actually, what the fuck? Yeah. Ow, my elbow. Boys, I'm back. Ow. Someone tell me when the next game starts, so I don't fucking miss it by a lot. I'll play like 2 dominations, then check. I'm gonna try easy actually. Oh, fuck, bro.
Team match, let's go.
The base will be activated in 5 seconds. Please get ready. Base B has been activated. No mercy.
Oh, why do I still have 400 MS on the game? What the hell?
Reloading.
Let's go.
Bruh, there's still 400 MS. What the hell?
A weapon crate has been activated. Expired. Cover me. Target down. Reloading.
Ah,
I haven't seen anyone.
Is that a gamer girl?
Oh, there you go.
now that you see them, you gotta kill them.
Okay.
Cover me. Reloading. Cover me. The
Watch it,
blue
watch
team
it,
is
watch it.
fired.
No.
Sorry.
Kill. Nice shot.
Oh, I didn't know there was someone right here.
The blue
Good
team
thing he
will
ran out of
soon
ammo.
take over a base. No mercy. Reloading.
We need some ammo.
For what?
762.
The blue team has taken base.
Oh my God,
A
this-
has been
Fix that guy.
activated. The red team has occupied base A.
Oh, that mess.
Nice shot.
Oh, that was on me. Okay.
Reloading. A weapon crate has been activated. Dead.
Bro, this fucking MS bullshit is annoying.
Kill. Cover me. No.
Oh my God, what is all y'all's fucking shit made?
Clear. Enemy down.
Ah, this guy keeps from behind me.
No mercy! Reloading! The blue team is leading as domination enters the second half. Target down! Cover me!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice shot!
Stop slagging, you like, just kidding.
No, you threw a grenade here. What? Am I lagging?
Target down! Cover me!
I'm at
Reloading!
500 MS.
So it is the game, it's not just a video, okay.
Dead! Cover me! Clear! Reloading!
Oh my god.
The blue team will soon take over a base. Dead!
What?
The blue team has taken a base successfully.
I accidentally killed myself.
Alright, let's restart my game, see if that works, but I'm pretty sure just server lag. What the fuck? Well, let me see this started. Nope. Hey, drunk. Bro, why am I tired, bro? Fuck, bro. Should I take a nap between games? Yo, on God, I should. Yo, you know, fuck it. I'm literally gonna take naps in between these shits. Say less. They had a double team. 49. Perfect. I'm not stream sleepy. I'm just watching TikToks. I was about to say, like, do you not hear the TikToks in the background? It just takes so fucking long for the games to start. You're not allowed to organize my stream. Wait, you're not allowed to tell people to join? What? Why? What? Yeah, what Drunk said, you should be able to promote yourself. What? How is that possible? You're allowed to. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. I'm pretty sure. That's like telling real people to really. It's like saying real people to watch. What? Why? Like, my friends that stream literally have like Discord to tell their viewers to come, like everyone else. What? No, you're allowed. Shut the fuck. No, just tell them like you're allowed. What the hell? What? That's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god, I'm about to go back to watching TikTok. What? I've been waiting for like 10 minutes. And I literally played a domination before the 10 minutes. The max mod of troll. Yeah, you should be allowed. That's like so weird. I watched TikTok. The cat was good. Okay. Why do you have to say that? Oh, it's in my headphones. It keeps flying high. Golly, this is Roxy. I'm dead, Shield. I'm dead. Welcome, Papa. I actually TikTok. I'll check chat like every minute though. Bro, oh my god. Bro, actually, I'm gonna lay down, bro. My back hurts. I'll sit back up once the game starts.
Oh, another one! The trade! Sam with the drop shot from behind, unsuccessful on that.
Wait, did it start? Oh, that's fucking high. Oh my god.
And we are back for our second game. It's going to be, of course, on Sandhawk. Thanks so much for waiting. We had a little bit of a longer break than usual, but that's okay. We'll go faster and faster as time goes by. My name is still Maxman. His name is still Imperium. And we're still back at it again for game number 2.
Yeah, I think part of it was down to cough. Some people not downloading maps. Cough. But you know who you are. You know who you are. But game 1, fantastic game. Won, of course, by Inside Games. But game 2... this is a different beast, right? We talk about Sandhawk, it's unpredictable, third-party central. Those circles can really hamper the team's drop spots and their rotations. Of course, it never fails to deliver on entertainment.
Sanhok is always the area where the unexpected, we talked about it, right? You got to expect the unexpected. Well, the unexpected is even more unexpected every new objective right there, but like, even Sanhok is basically a really weird place to be. So a lot of action is going to be ensuing. Third party galore, snake galore, everything you don't like in PUBG Mobile will be here, but everything you do like also, which is ongoing consistent action, is also going to be around the corner. As I say that, it's going to be Sanhok time, baby. The plane is high in the sky. Where we going? Where we dropping, boys?
And that isn't to say there isn't a way to play Sanhok. 110%. You can for sure control that map if you want to. It can take a bit longer to learn because of the unpredictability. But it's a smaller map. We see that phase going for north and south, pretty split in the middle. It's gonna be easy lemon squeezy for teams to get to where they want to.
Yeah, the Noisy Boys, Paradise Resort, easy pickings. Yakuza, a team that once again we have not seen at all during the Pro U scrims. They're going to be right over here going for the Tatmok northern side area. Well, Cal really going to be under control for them. Might have a little bit of a split, so they're going to go for the very high northern edge. Red Reserve, they like to play in Sammy down south. That's going to be very easy for them to take control of. And with this kind of lobby, they should not get contested in that location.
Oh, baby. And then phase 1 circle popping up straight away. Pretty standard stuff on the west. It is occupying all 3 areas of Sanhok, the mainland, Northwest Island, Southwest Island. I would say it's kind of favoring the Northwest Island simply because there's a bit more of that water and play on the Northwest side, but anything can happen on these circle shifts. Getting not necessarily an early rotation because there's that unpredictability.
To be honest, is whatever gives me an offer.
Position
to be honest,
that can push teams around you back, and of course be protected by any potential third parties, is going to be important.
Yeah, there was one team that I want to talk about real quick is Amiga Dragons. Like, they got the trifecta compound under control. So for you guys who maybe didn't really follow too much PMWL East, what is the trifecta area is where the rivers collide between all of the different islands in the more like northern west side, next to the center mainly, but of the Sanhok Island. So that's an area where it's really contested, and the reason why is because it allows you to rotate to every single island in the game. And because this phase 1 circle is over to the west, that position could have a really big influence on allowing you to rotate really safely.
X team straight away perching themselves up on the high mountainside overlooking the trifecta compounds, which is
most
just
games
as
are
valuable
or this
because
is PMCO EU
boot camp area.
Bro, I need to eat something. What the hell?
Information
Oh my god, I'm so hungry.
Even around the Painan area, so that's going to be really important on X team dealing with any potential teams coming in around them. Of course, they don't get that much information from the east, so the likes of Sirens who do land outside the quarry can definitely get a surprise attack on them.
Like, normally, the location where X Team are, normally Scrim Farm is the team that plays around that location, but I think that here is just X Team being very thoughtful.
Because the flashing clothes are not meant for comp, they're meant for
aesthetics. They make really good use of those high ground positions, and I think X Team are trying to learn from that a little bit. Take that position and
they go for camouflage over aesthetics,
and
which
what I also
everyone
find
should do.
Great is that inside
Unless you're like
games
playing for
have
fun,
adapted.
then aesthetics is the way.
Normally inside games will
I forgot how
drop
to
in Painan,
wait.
but because
Omlet, I
they know,
forgot.
and this is where they've also done research, because they know boot camp is free.
I forgot.
They've dropped
What?
the boot camp.
What did you try to say?
Of course, that's going to help Atlantis cycle and get Painan on their own, but it's just that adaptability is so important on these kind of games, and especially a map like Sanhok.
Yeah, I mean, boot camp, great position, very central, very also close to the trifecta area, so it could make rotations pretty good for you if you have a lucky bunch of rotations on the circle. And you know what? Imagine the legacy that they would be setting up for themselves. They can do a back-to-back chicken dinner on 2 different maps on the 2 first games in this full split for PMCO Europe. That'll be very intriguing. But what is also intriguing is Red Reserve pushing it up away from Summit in the pretty early stages, trying to go a little bit more central on this first circle, and they're looking for V4, having a few potential angles going their way.
I don't think they'll know V4 there exactly, other than if they see they're moving bodies and they're popping heads across. I think that's where Player 99 might be under a little bit of pressure from Kayla. Spray coming through onto Cruel. Nothing really too heavy for now. Grenade being cooked up by Player 99 Max.
Wait, I actually want to check something.
I like this early.
So my stream didn't save for that thing? Wait. Oh god. I need to get my
Rotation by
clips
road
later.
reserve. Move out of Sami, get information. You're going to be better prepared for the next couple of phases.
Yeah, Class under fire. Novak also taking a few shots in his global vicinity, and that's going to be Frost actually able to clap
Where
back
did
in
I
the
put
face
my
of
Android?
Virtual. And you know what? I'm really
Oh my, I
happy
left
on
it
how
in the
people are
kitchen.
playing this one because they are so split from each other, making it even harder for you to pull off
God
a res.
damn it.
So lucky enough they got one that's not too far
Hit
from
my
another
horse.
player, but I'm really skeptical on how V4 are currently playing this fight. And Red Reserve, they got the high ground. They got full control on this fight.
And they need to take advantage of that control. They need to be a bit more aggressive, I feel. Frost has been able to confirm that kill. Push in, Red
Pushed
Reserve.
it, yeah.
Don't push in on the vehicle, but push in. Take advantage of your
Found
position.
it.
You know that there's far less likely going to be a team coming in behind you because it's so early on phase 1. So you have that information where you can push forward and take control of that southwest island. Eliminate your French counterparts of V4.
I just came to mind actually. No, French teams there flashing on early.
I
That's
can't.
making me
It's
sad
not
to
even.
see them go on forward because
Shia,
I'm a
just send
French
me on
player myself.
Discord. I can't
But,
see
Frost,
it.
he's pushing
There's not
very
a link.
aggressively on the compound where Piranha is. I would say a little bit too overzealous for him.
And thanks for the
I was going
rose.
to say who's going to wave the white
the hell
flag
is
first. But,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You know, I'm immune now. I casted with you too many times in Piranha. I'm immune to French jokes. Doesn't do anything to me anymore. My heart is now just a hard, cold
I
piece of
know you're
stone.
playing Water, but
Side French joke. And but talking a little bit seriously, you're dead right. It was a nice observation by you on Frost's position. But I'm going to compliment it as well because if they do the right job of being in that strong position where they're able to provide that support across, that off angle, that flank make a huge difference in this fight. But what I feel is
What
that
happened
Predators
to you?
aren't really being aggressive enough. So as you get in of the blue zone closing in phase 1, more teams are going to come in around them, behind them, possibly.
I
And they
love
could get
this
third
word
party.
sending.
Yeah.
Oh
Also, like, if they
my
want
god.
to push on
Give me a
V4,
second.
literally what they got to do is go down the hill, over a road, and they got a compound down below. So really, Red Reserve, if they want to push this, it's going to be an instrumental effort they're going to have to put on forward to take this fight. So I would say, is it worth it? I wouldn't say it's a really easy fight. You might want to try and get Frost to join back, but Sirens and X-Team can actually try and take a few easy trades around the mountaintop. X-Team were holding on to really well, so it seemed like they were not controlling it too well, as Sirens were just easily able to make their way up to that location.
I did say about Sirens coming in from the back line because you don't get that much information on the east. Backfire with the third party was able to knock down a member of Sirens, and then all the while Luna turned around and clapped back for mercy in the face to knock him to his knees, and that's something that Sirens have
I
to
can't
be aware of.
see.
Max,
That's
they
not a
don't
link.
normally rotate in this area. They normally go a little bit south to Painan, so this is a new kind of rotation for them. I like it, but you've always got to be prepared, and I don't think they knew a team was going to land in boot camp.
Yeah, like Inside Games taking those shots from down below. Yatem in quite a lot of stress. Luna gonna go for the heal up on herself, so she'll be able to normally assist Yatem in that very sad position. And talking about Yatem, it's actually her birthday today, Imperium. She's 20 today, so there you go. Quick happy birthday to you, and best of luck going into PMCO for this full split. Hopefully, it'll be some good results.
Isn't it bon anniversaire? Isn't that happy birthday?
Yeah, damn, hey, big claps. There you go. Very good clap. Joyeux anniversaire. You say bon anniversaire, joyeux anniversaire. Both are completely okay. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm actually quite proud of myself.
There you go. You're French now, Imperium. As long as you can say happy birthday in French, you're French. There you go. I'm going to get your passport soon, man. You'll get your French passport soon.
That's what I like to hear. Atlantis Cycle looking in the direction of Be My Loot. Andy on that off angle.
I've
he's in
seen
a precarious
that.
position, but the fact that he's inside that building,
And
he's
also,
still gonna be able
ew.
to use that third-person perspective, prone down or not, to get a bit of information onto Atlantis Cycle. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Or Luna was sprayed from down below, but I believe Nightmare is actually the one from X-Team stealing that one away from Inside Games, and now Luna goes, whoa, what the hell? Sirens take the L early on? That is a very unfortunate run of events right there. It seemed like the birthday wishes didn't work out.
Feels bad, man. Like, I think they should have disengaged away.
Yeah, you just
when
got
they
bodied.
under put under pressure early on
Yeah.
by Inside Games. But the phase 2 has shifted up north.
damn.
Once again, favoring that northwest island. But there's still quite a bit of that mainland in play. And this is where the Noisy Boys, they should use this experience and shift up north and come in via the northwest, that northern bridge. They might come under a bit of fire from TSC, but I feel like if they go in with confidence, they won't have
No
to
one has
worry
the
about it.
top
They can
rate,
make it.
which is
I talked about
interesting.
Omega Dragons right home to the trifecta compound. They actually left it to go up north of Rins on a more western bridge. I don't know what to think of that too much. There is GSG Europe above them, and I think if they did have that information, it might be like, we want to take a more passive approach. We're going to go for the other bridge. I don't know what to think of that. What's your thoughts?
I think it's good overall proactive play at the end of the day, and it's going to give them a little bit more freedom to prepare more for this next circle.
Seems like we have a little potentially issue with the clean feed. I don't know if it's also for you, Imperium.
It is, and I thought it was just me.
It seemed like it's the both of us. You know what that means? We're going back to FaceTime time as we try and get things fixed on the edge. Hopefully that'll be okay. We'll just try and refresh and get things sorted out.
Not gonna lie,
it happens from time to time.
Max Man is mad
Stream is
cringe.
down. No.
So do apologize. We'll
There you
get
go.
back
It's
to
fine.
you.
But let's keep on talking about Omega Dragons then, like moving away from that location. So what would be your overall thoughts on that one?
Are we just going to talk about Omega Dragons until the game comes back?
Exactly, yes. We're going to go Omega Dragons, you know, Beta
Hello.
Dragons, Alpha
Yes, sure.
Dragons, all the dragons. All of them.
All the dragons. We're talking about all the dragons.
Yeah, Blue Eyes, White Dragons also. We're going to go over Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to do everything.
What's your favorite dragon?
Blue Eyes, White Dragon.
I don't know that dragon.
It's from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Bro, I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I watch.
Hey guys, I'm going to take...
What?
I'm gonna eliminate
What's
his
here?
face cam. Dude,
Answer
your
the
face cam is
question.
gone. There you go. But no, it's okay. But hopefully we'll get everything sorted out pretty damn soon. As once again, we are live. Technical issues happen from time to time. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's one of the risks of having a remote production kind of thing. Hell, it can happen on an absolutely live production, so it is what it is. We got to deal with what we can. Of course, the game is still going on.
I gave you
so I'm
roses
also
back then as
curious
well.
to see
Yeah, I
what's gonna
remember, and thank you
happen
for roses
when we
again.
come back, right? It's like it's kind of like when you turn your head for 1 second if you're looking after a kid,
But you
and
never
you're
see.
fine. You turn
I
your head for 1
said
second,
thank you
you're
for
not
the
gonna
rose.
create
What do you
a load of mess. I
mean?
want to see his dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That what's
see,
gonna
you're in
happen
another
when we
world
come
as
back
well.
from
What do you mean?
From the feed.
You might have a few also happy surprises for a few people in chat that might support a few of the teams in game. Like they might be just popping off with like 20 kills at the very end. It's like finding, you know, like able to find like after a few days and
It's
you're
a
getting, like
TikToker.
a 20-pound bill.
It's not
Just like, oh, I didn't know that was
catfishing.
there.
You should
That's
know
cool.
your
Same kind
stuff.
of effect right there. So we're gonna try and make our way back into this Sandhawk game. The Sandhawk goes very quick, so no, as you said, like anything could happen in literally like a minute, and you could lose like half of your teams and just get Thanos. You'd be like, what just happened? I don't know.
It's funny. I was gonna say that we could come back and there's gonna be a load of teams just Thanos snapped into the air, just the dust particles of their bodies, you know,
True, however, it's
flowing
hard
through
to
the
get.
air.
Not really.
Thanos
You just have to stream a lot.
within takes it out. Try and get
That's
all
our
poetic
requirement.
while
Wait,
we're
what's the
trying to get
requirement?
this sorted for you
You
guys.
need
And
subs.
apologies, but well, nothing
Oh,
we
let's
can
see.
do. But looking into the early parts of the game, one team that had a really strong position initially was Romanian squad. They landed on the west side, so they're going to be able to take control of that mountain area. We didn't get too much of a perspective on the overall map position, but having a look early on, it's clear that they were trying to set themselves up for a really strong late game.
I think they've been doing pretty good so far in that game. And one team I'm also really happy with is actually Yakuza PX. As they did go for the boat rotation away from Kawa in a more northern edge. It was very early on phase 1. I think they could have waited a little bit more just to have more information on where the play zone shall be shifting onto. They did go for that early rotation. They held onto the western coastline away from Camp Alpha, if I'm not completely mistaken. I think a little bit further down south of Camp Alpha. And this literally, like, it's very rare that
I
teams
didn't
play
have
around there,
subs
especially with a
when
team
I got
in
my
the
first
lobby of
Triple
Group
500
A and
though.
Group B. No one in that lobby currently plays around Camp Alpha, so it's very surprising, except for Karabakh horses from time to time. But overall, I think they got a really good entry point. After seeing where the circle's
I
going to
have
shift,
subs
it could be a little
now,
bit
but like
troublesome
a
for them.
few.
If they can just pull off good rotations, I think that they could have
All
a really
those
good performance
Pubgm
going into this.
Yeah, exactly. And another team that was setting themselves up, because I talked about them when we saw it in the map feed, was the Noisy Boys. They had started making their way towards that bridge on the north, so they were looking to put themselves in a valuable position, especially because a lot of teams are always like to land and rotate on that south side of the of the Sandhawk map, move in via the southwest island, the trifecta area.
Okay,
and
yeah, you're
the
doing
circle shift.
investigation
So
for
if
no
it
reason.
continues going up in the northern area, I can see the Noisy Boys getting a very strong result, Mats.
I think that that's also something that I would have liked coming on through from Amiga Dragons if they held onto the trifecta instead of like making the rotation a lot slower, a lot more passive on the western edge. I think they could have got there a little bit earlier, maybe on phase 2, and get a really good position under control. But I think it's intriguing because especially if the circle keeps on shifting up north, playing on the slope of that mountain up northwest is really tricky. You got teams up above you, especially at Team Dope that had
Bro, the game is going to be ending before it comes back. What the fuck?
And south, the control getting their way was huge, and if they can make use of that information and that high ground position, they could be also a really big contender for this second chicken dinner.
They will have to do what Time to Shine did in the first game, right, Max? They will have to push teams back, get the kills, eliminate their opponents so they can create the space to rotate down the hill in some way, shape, or form. And when you're talking about the circles, even on the Northwest Island in general, it's very difficult to play around because there's a lot less compounds or little kind of huts, shacks, sniper towers on that Northwest Island as there is on the mainland or the southwest island. So there really is a limited,
my back muscle after it's like a bitch.
It really does limit how these teams can position themselves up coming into late game if we still have a lot of teams left, because like I said, you know, when we come back from stream we won't really know how many teams are left in the lobby.
Wait a second, just checking out a little bit what's happening on our end. So yeah, the clean feed is still not up, unfortunately. I'm just trying to check and refresh every few seconds. But it seems like we're a little bit out of luck on that one. That's fine, just putting the groups back on our board. But yeah, very unfortunate run of events. We might miss actually the entire game. Hopefully that will not be the case at the end, but it could be something happening. But we'll try our best to keep you guys updated on what's happening throughout this game, because we got a lot of nice rotation coming up on these teams, and I think it will be good. Oh wait, is it back? Oh my god, it's back. Wait a second, boys. We got the clean feed up. Oh my god, let me
now.
We're back. Wait, let me just put it in. We're getting back in game, boys. We're getting back in game. It's time to go.
Yo, what the hell is
for
going
Sanhawk for the second time. Are you back in Imperium?
I'm waiting for it to refresh on my side.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you guys through the plate. So actually, Yakuza PX, I talked about their boat rotation, could be penned off. And you know what?
My back actually hurts.
Oh
my god.
Still holding on to the tippity top of the mountain, so their control is going to be huge.
Bro, I swear to god, if my back is growing like late as fuck for no reason, I'm going to be tilted.
Sirens earlier. That's what we know as a fact. But now the spray coming out from Elusive of the Noisy Boys.
Bro, that Elusive, your spray was dog. What the hell is that?
As I check Imperium, are you in with us?
Still
waiting.
Make a body.
Go over to Nightmare. Nightmare surrounded by Inside Games players. Inside Games pick up the kill onto X Team's player Nightmare. And that's going to be X Team actually eliminated in 13th position. 12 teams now still in play. Damn, we didn't get 2 Thanos snapped Imperium. We still got a lot of teams in the lobby, so I'm happy we didn't miss too much, except for maybe a few nice rotations from a few squads.
It's also a shame for X Team, considering they had a good start, getting 11 points in game 1 going down.
Yeah.
So early in game 2 kind of takes that effect away, and hopefully they'll be able to come back in game 3.
Yeah, Inside Games holding to a little bit tricky position, but you know what? Hopefully for them, no one is going to be coming from the riverside on their position. And if that's not the case, I think Inside Games could also have a second strong performance. Let's see how they can hold on to that spot. Now the Noisy Boys, once again, their compound, they pulled off the res.
Ow.
That's completely A-okay. They lost Mask off very early on, very unfortunately for them, but we can see the map top right of our screen.
Lost my dad. Oh shit, I haven't seen you in a
They want to
minute.
take the tippity top of the mountain away from Team Dope as they struggle, but especially down south, Romanian squad struggling heavily as they get eliminated out of the lobby. Atlantis Cycle also struggling quite a bit as they lose 2 of their players. The third shall follow suit, down to only 1 in the blue zone, and the blue zone is ticking pretty damn hard. Edig is already on the other side of the river, but unfortunately stranded away from the rest of his team, and GSG Europe, they are relentless on this push. They're holding the angle so damn well down south, and they don't want any teams to make it through the riverside as Camara, he's slowly pushing out. Where's his teammate? The blue zone's going to pop up to phase 5. Where might it go?
You're chilling.
I'll have to see. Actually, Gusian is still alive for Atlantis Cycle. Seemed like he was able to barely res up against the blue zone. Really impressed for him. The GSG under fire once more. 2 players knocked down. Amiga Dragons and Team Dope. That fight shall be happening on the mountaintop. And ongoing action as I check again. Once again, Imperium, are you in with us? Or still not?
No.
Still not? Okay, just tell me when you're back in. That's fine. I'll take the viewers through the action. That's okay. But yeah, the rivers, I think that even though you're not watching Imperium right now, we can both agree that the rivers are a very deadly place in the world of Sanhok. They want to avoid them at all costs. As GSG Europe able to heal up one of their players, that was Law. Should be able to get pretty nice and healthy as time goes by. But Inside Game still holding on strong, fighting versus the Noisy Boys on a pretty consistent basis. But now Omega Dragons, they're just getting choked to points right now in this choke point area with Team Dopes. They got so many angles. Tudor a little bit stranded from the rest of his team. He's gonna have to take this in a 1v3 fashion versus Omega Dragons. They spot him out last second. Tudor shall go down. Easy pickup normally for the Omega Dragons team. That's gonna be their 4th kill overall. The Team Dope, they just left so damn early on, not even trying to take the fight versus Omega Dragon, and that was a fight that Tudor just couldn't really win for himself. GSG Europe trying to do a run from the southern side, trying to survive it. Novaz in the open there finds one unlucky player. He's going to be picking up the kill. That's going to be a really good run of events for him. It's now Red Reserve down to only Novaz. They lost Victor, Frost, Class. Everyone just got eliminated, but still they picked up 5 kills for themselves on the Sanhok game. That is pretty impressive on its own. Team Dope going downhill. Slobos will be a casualty. Harab going for the compound of Yakuza. PX going for the spray with the barrel. That's unfortunately only one knockdown he shall find. Yakuza, they are looking good. That res will be damn easy onto Ryan. They might even get contested by the teams up above. Team number 10 just peeking down on their position. That's going to be Bloodline, but Bloodline, unfortunately, the blue zone right on top of their position. They're going to have to jump down. Kapahala is going to be the only player up and alive, as Sebi from up above could be praying a few nice shots onto Kapahala of Bloodline. But Sebi taking his time on this one before taking the shots. GSG, also Europe, on the southern side. Under pressure himself. You can see Kapahala go for the spray. Take it. Take one. Take two. There you have it. It's like a free buffet. And that's going to be Sebi taking 2 kills for himself. But now, unfortunately, Sebi, you're going to have to bungee jump but with no rope, my friend, or parachute with no parachute. And that shall be the end. Omega Dragons eliminated in overall 6th position. 5 teams still in play. I'm going to check one more.
I am back in. I'm kind of behind you, at least, so, you know, it's still going to come down to you, but I gotta say that rotation on that boat by Yakuza has certainly paid off, as
Chinese is always going to be better until the meta changes.
They've avoided a lot of the action. Now they are into the top 3, 4, 5 teams.
5 teams indeed. TSC, you know what? Definitely way better performance than what they had early on Orango. They went out in last position. Now they're still making it into top 5 spot. They're going to be in the blue, ticking down. Phase 6, they're about to get into Phase 7. That is not all dandy to play around. They're going to have to force on through. Great smoke coming out from Anfield. TSC able to hide behind it quite a bit, but unfortunately the blue zone very close by. But now the compound of Yakuza is going to be actually out of the circle, but that kill will be picked up by GSE Europe.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of them trying to get as many kills as they can while they're making their way in, trying to deal with these final circles. Of course, it's closing in. It's in the hands of the Noisy Boys to take control, I feel.
Yep, Nate's coming into the kill feed once again. Law and Kamara of GSG Europe holding pretty damn strong, but now we've seen one player, Savage X of the Noisy Boys and Imperium. We know this guy for 2020, and he is a clutch god. He can take these games so damn easily. You don't even understand what this guy thinks most of the time, as he's so unpredictable. But the man advantage is definitely not going his way. So 1v2v3, and he is definitely not taking the advantage. But you know what? He's snaking his way through, and snakes on Sanhok can make a difference.
I think Savage X is one of the most underrated players across the whole EU, in my opinion, because he's a jack of all trades, and he really fits and molds himself how he's needed.
Yes, Europe, they're forced away. They're going to be in the blue zone. They lost
5
one of their players, and they're still getting sprayed down. Yakuza, the blue zone's going to claim them, and now, oh my god, well, Savage X, we just hyped him up, Imperium, and he secures that chicken dinner. The second chicken dinner of this full split for the European region shall be going over to none other than the Noisy Boys.
And I think it was really off the back of both GSG and Yakuza not taking control, right? I get it. When you're surrounded
I tend to play domination. I ain't freaking gonna watch them talk for like 10 years again. Oh yeah. Watch me get like 900 MS again. English sounds so nice. Boy, you're talking about their accents? Where you stand? Who's in school right now? Don't you Actually, your accent, you have like a, like, I don't know how to explain it. You have like an okay accent, but I don't know how to explain it. I'll record you. I'm not changing my name until I ask to, bro. FAL card. But I don't want to waste like 1,000 team code. Sure. Oh wait. Wait, wait, let me do the team code for you. Put down inventory. I am so close. Stop rubbing your mic. Give me bike. I give bike to subs. Let me fix my headphones. Easy. Do a crate opening. Bro, I need 10. I'm not going to do no individual. Oh wait, fuck that. Nah, we're gonna get addicted to do rings. It's time to go play. Bro, my back freaking hurts, bro. Oh, should I drop one of my phones?
Hallucinate.
What?
Hallucinate.
Why do you say snake?
Because you snake in the grass.
That's racism.
Team match. Let's go.
Then the PM steal. So you can get the top 10 and then die by.
The blue team has scored for the first time. Killed. Cover me.
Do you want to do rank?
Bro, we don't have a full team.
Oh. Just feed them kills. Don't streaking so far away.
Oh, I'm gonna have a 3.
No mercy. Reloading.
Oh, I couldn't hear that good. Why you play? I want to see pro players from PUBG. Oh, okay. You're toxic, shit. I still have high MS. What the hell?
Dude, number 4 is trash.
Nice shot.
I've been getting really high MS, dude. Yeah, look, I was 1 HP.
Killing spree for the red team. Enemy down.
Oh, I'm trying to aim for the head.
Wait, let me.
Alice, calm your tits. I literally have like fluctuating MS for some reason.
Watch out. Expired. Target down.
Oh,
Sounds.
Reloading!
Do you have a girl, Zach?
Clear!
You playing Scrim today? Probably not. I don't know.
That's trash. Yeah, I killed him. Fire.
No mercy!
Oh, whoever just died by that guy. Fucking stuck. He didn't even think I'm alone.
Oh my, yeah, on crouch too. Bro, I hate this IMS. Oh my, that DC.
Great! You're about to win!
The blue team is about to win!
Here, whip out my gun! Oh my god, this lag.
Blue team victory!
Jesus Christ.
I need more sauce. Yeah, we can go.
Bro, why is the server so bad today? Holy crap.
No. Maybe till he ate them.
He didn't eat all those socks. I'm sorry, like 24.
There was so many. I don't know where they are.
Pair of socks.
I could have.
You know,
Where are you going?
in Dollar General, one of those snacks you want.
No, don't get any juice. Just
You
get.
say there's no.
Just get drinks. No, ginger ale.
Wait, Luce has a coach? I didn't even know that. I'm hungry, make me food. Alice, you know damn well I can't cook. I go lurking
You really,
combat.
can't cook though all the time.
Well, I mean, I could do, if I follow a recipe, I probably can. But like, I'm not gonna fucking be fucking up
like,
in this Gordon
you don't
Ramsay
know-
up in the bitch.
You don't know like recipes and trash without, you know.
All I heard what you say was recipes. After that, I have no idea what the fuck you just said. Bro, I like pulled a muscle on my back while sleeping.
Were you lifting?
Yeah,
That's what
lifting my sleep? Yeah, sure.
Lifting yourself up the turnover.
No, I think I just slept weird and out of spasm or some shit, I don't know. Oh, welcome people. Thanks for the rose,
Marked a
millennia.
location.
Is that how you say it? Probably butchered
Alucard, should I send you a winner?
the winner. Oh, do you mean like the what's it thing? Wait, what is it?
Yeah,
Sure, if you want.
that's 100 votes.
But my shit is not even loading in.
I need a weapon.
Wait, are you lost? I'm guessing you lost my dad.
Team match.
Yeah,
Let's go.
obviously. Oh, that's
my-
your name.
The blue team has scored for the first time! Reloading! Enemy down! Clear! Cover me!
Oh my, I literally got S4 from Narnia.
Dude, that goes so far.
Thank you for the welcome. Nah, Alice, fuck you. It wasn't for you.
This is my first game, so I'm trash right now.
Bro, I'm literally...
I just got on.
The only reason I'm playing is because freaking 20 minutes or 30 minutes per wait between games. I'm like, what the hell?
Wait, you gonna pull night?
Oh my, wait, what?
You gonna wait all night?
No, I slept for like 5 hours, I think. No, not 5, like 6 or some shit.
Killing spree for the blue team. The blue
This
team
man had
is
2 S. How the hell do you have 2 S? This man dropped 2 S souls. I don't get that.
Dead. Killed. Reloading. No mercy. Cover me.
Oh, I'm 1 HP.
Killing spree for the blue team.
Oh no, number 2. God damn it, subsets.
I didn't see it. I'm over here bodying people.
Stop the cap.
Oh my god, there's a guy over there.
Enemy down. Expired.
Haha, fuck
You sold the fuck out of that.
I know.
Cover me. Reloading.
But my aim is... I was literally fighting against my aim assist.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win.
Brian just got 400, 500 MS. No. Oh no, shit, you got goodbye, people. Oh, you're throwing.
Who's throwing?
I don't know, the person I just lost, supposedly.
Blue team victory.
Damn. Carried again, Olive.
Here my ass, I was getting 500 MS for no reason.
I sent you a stay safe.
Stay safe.
Yeah, I sent you a stay safe. I only had 100. That's all I can give.
Bruh. All I know is they got so much oh, shiny switch guns. What does it? They help you get on recommended, I guess.
The blue team has scored for the first time.
Auto reload.
Dude, my headshots are so good right now. Looks like I almost turned on me.
Cover me. Nice shot. Killing spree for the blue team.
Most wanted, Alu girl.
Alu girl?
Alu girl.
You ran into my... Okay, this kid does have headphones.
Killed. Okay.
How do you only have 3 kills?
I don't know, I may or may not have like 500 MS randomly.
Yeah, I hate when that happens to me.
I literally restarted my game and it doesn't even
Magic carp. Yeah, bullshit. Happens to me all the time.
Enemies ahead.
work. Oh my god, my shots are not registering!
Maybe you just start hitting him.
I need to calm down. Oh shit, there's a guy right there. What the fuck?
The blue team is
Dude,
in
I'm
the
so
lead.
fucking good. Oh, he's better than me.
No mercy!
Oh, I'm literally getting straight blood out of like the 5 blood
Why
markers.
is your
I only
LS still on 500?
It's not 500. It just fluctuates way so much, and every time I shoot, it just happens to freaking jump up.
It's like whenever there's people, it just like,
Yep, as soon as I started shooting, it went up.
Target down!
I mean, I'm at 300. Oh my god, I'm at 400.
Dad, cover me!
oh, they're all 1 HP.
Alright, Carnage.
Great! You're about to win!
The blue team is heading to a perfect win.
Number 4, number 3.
Clear! Expired!
I'll get there one day, I guess.
I can't even peek.
Blue team victory!
4 of them rushed.
Let me check if the game started. Probably not, let's be honest. No, I think I could do one more. Say less. You know you ain't winning shit.
I'm at SA.
Bro, I'm so tired.
You don't even stream on Twitch anymore.
I literally am right now. What do you mean?
Oh, I never see you streaming on Twitch. Maybe
I know, I stopped for like a few days because I had no Wi-Fi.
Why do you have Wi-Fi?
I don't know, all the gay porn I beat what?
Huh?
Team match, let's go!
What?
I don't know what you said.
The blue team has scored for the first time. Clear!
Oh, you
Reloading!
fucking sold it.
No, I did not. I literally hit him 4 times.
I took that guy 1 HP and he stole it.
Stop the cap.
Expired! Dead! Cover me! Nice shot! Reloading! Killing spree for the blue team!
Oh, you stole that, bro.
Oh, what the fuck? Silent. I love silent.
Expired!
Well, I'm running out of ammo. This man is
Come
doing
in there, spawn with a fucking DP with the sword. What?
No mercy!
Oh my god, fuck you!
Oh, fuck you.
I killed again.
The blue team is in the lead.
Wait, do you play on XR or
Cover me!
XX Max?
XX.
XX Max. XX Max?
Yeah. Oh, you stole that.
Haha. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Target down!
Oh man, you decent, you bitch.
I love hip firing. What about you?
Killing spree for the blue team! Reloading!
Oh, okay. I literally, this man threw a date in his own spawn and I died. Like, pre-dated, what the fuck?
Great. You're
I'm
about
so
to win.
fucking good.
The blue team is heading to a perfect win. The blue team
All we
is
could do-
unstoppable. Excellent work.
You invincible bitch.
Does Alucard do that?
Clear.
Huh?
What?
Does Alucard do 1v1s?
Fuck no.
Why? Because you suck at them?
First off, you don't say that, and second, I don't like 1v1s to begin with. I just push all the time.
Blue team victory.
Cover me.
Oh, hi again. Oh man, my internet is so bad.
Oh my god, you got carried again. Oh my god.
Calm your titties. Welcome back to. Alright, time to watch PM2. See you sluts. 1, 2, 3. Bro, I swear to God, if it still hasn't started, I'm gonna cry. It should start by now.
Dropping with you, and I think there's an element to it here, is that you're nearly always better off dropping as a full squad in the same area, or at least 3 members in the same area, whereas inside games haven't really done that, and they've been the one to pay the price the most, especially when you look at the fact that they're on top of the leaderboard after 2 games.
Yeah, inside games, they still only have 2 players. That's Dylan Sands and Miramar. Like, it's really the place where you want to avoid losing players in the early stage, because it's like, it's the biggest map. You said it right. It's the biggest map. There's no reason to have that happen. But Atlantis Cycle, Gusia, and he's going to be also a little bit split away from the rest of his team. They got a 2-2 split as V4. They're going to be looking there as Cruel. They're going to be leaving Cruel alone in this compound. Huh.
I don't think they know that Atlantis Cycle are
yeah.
there. So I was just trying to do a little bit of early loot. And I don't get why, I think it was Guisan or Sheriff threw out the smoke, because there's no need to. You have a building in play. You instantly alerted your location. And actually, no, okay. I'm gonna say, okay, that was maybe a good idea because they used it to get into the vehicle to disengage. So you know what? On that note, that was a good effort.
I just banged the information on the kill feed. I think Time to Shine are down to only 1 player, and that's Naya. And Yakuza PX, they're going for the engage. They got a few players that took a little bit of damage, but he is just cornered up. He can't really do too much
you
right
mean
there.
for like the month or what?
You know what? Just get Ryan, switches over to the second player. It was Luco. That is the end. Actually, they still have Daddy around in the corner, so Time to Shine is not over just yet. But they got 3 players really that are just out of the equation entirely.
Yeah, Yakuza lost Uzi as we saw early on in the game, right? But at least they're bouncing back hard. 3 kills so far in this game. They're currently 7th, respectfully, in the leaderboard.
Shia, you mean for the month of
in the early parts of the PMCO
August,
stage,
or just in
getting ahead of your
total, in
opponents
general?
is always a benefit to secure that top 24 spot. You know, as you get through these days,
I don't know how hours work. Is hours
you're going to
every
be
month?
relatively happy just staying
I
in
guess
the top
for
16.
Trophy 500, I guess
Being
it's
in
every
first is
month.
going to be great, but
You
also
okay?
gotta be realistic
August,
that
I
you don't need to be in
have.
the top 24. Don't.
It's like
if you have a
around.
couple
It's like
strategies that you want to
almost
use,
4.2.
you don't
I'm gonna
necessarily
guess.
need to
I'm gonna tell you the
use them
days.
all at
Give me a
once,
second.
kind of thing. You want to leave a couple of elements of
Oh my
surprise
God,
against your
proprietor
opponents
water.
for the finals or even the semi-finals.
At least if I can mention something positive coming out from this early game for Time to Shine is that Daddy was able to flex his really cool looking buggy skin. That's the entire thing. It was a pretty cool skin. I enjoyed it. I would like it for myself. But yeah, Yakuza, they got the information. They are pushing it. I think that you might not want to push that one too much. You never know where team, because inside games you got
174 days plus 18.
But this is a very I think you can agree with me on that one, Imperium. Really weird Miramar early stage.
The only thing that's helpful for pretty much all these teams fighting.
Hey,
Next team gonna go in towards that ain't it, Chief. That
ain't it, Chief. Nah. I think. Wait, let me look at my watch on my wrist. I think this is a world record for the shortest lived breach in PUBG Mobile history. Congratulations! You won a prize, which is you go straight back to the lobby. There you go. That's your prize. Congrats.
Wow, feels bad, man. The shade thrown by you, Maxon. Oof.
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, literally, like, there's one way XT
I'm like barely
I
under
from time to time.
4.2.
But, like, literally, this compound has like a few walls around it. if you don't know if a compound has teams inside of it, don't go inside the compound in the center of it.
Exactly.
Go on the walls next to it and then play from there.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself. That's why the kind of thing where it wasn't like I was like, oh my god, they might win. It was just like, yeah, they're screwed. Sayonara, konnichiwa. Red Reserve disengaging away from Impala, gonna get onto the high ground outside or around the junkyard area, setting themselves up. You have the two mountains that look like that are gonna be close by. If the circle does go in that direction, they can move there. And I think Red Reserve have looked pretty good in Miramar across the board compared to some other teams, and I think that's going to benefit them coming into PMCL.
A few good results and in the scrims on Miramar specifically. They got a few nice, really good positions, so we'll see if they can repeat that amount of success coming into the actual competitiveness of PMCO. TSC got himself a really good high ground position. We see a lot of teams do that. One team that I can mention that does that for PMWL East is Orange Rock. And the amount of information there is huge. As long as you rotate downhill when time comes by. If you rotate too late, you're going to get camped. You can't go down. You can use that position as long as you're respectful of teams around you.
Phase 2, shifting up north, but nothing too crazy. It's going to put a bit more pressure on the likes of Noisy Boys, Inside Games, Yakuza, and Time to Shine. That is last player standing, because even wrapping around on the edge, you could get caught out by the Omega Dragon line over on the west. But right now, I think it's overall kind of relatively nice and easy for all the teams that are inside the circle. It's about gathering as much information as you can and get into that relatively high ground position.
Yeah, I really think that here you could even predict a little bit more where you could easily rotate from. The northern side is completely free real estate because you got all the, like, I'll call them like the unused compounds of Miramar, all next to Campo Militar. Like, a lot of compounds around there are in place. So if you want to rotate safely, there is, of course, La Cubriera up northwest, just a little bit played by Sirens that did move away from that location. But literally northeast is a position where you can easily rotate inwards and you got a few nice compounds to play with. So literally, if you read this game and you did your research on where teams like to drop, it shouldn't be too much of an issue to get a position in circle.
Dale looking to deal himself away from the Noisy Boys. Of course, not inside the circle, so gonna have to try and find a way in. The Noisy Boys having two players in that minivan.
How much do you stream, Bees? I didn't know you streamed.
Once again, just staying nice and safe in that compound by the side of the road. It's not high ground, so they don't get that much information.
I would have guessed like 1K because I never seen you stream.
For the breach, they'll be way more prepared because all the members are inside that one compound.
I just guess
disengaging away is going to be a little bit risky.
1,000.
They leave it too late, depending on the next circle shift. But that's something we'll have to wait and see where the story goes for Red Reserve's rotation.
Yeah. Timing is really key when you play on Miramar, right? Because you've got so much terrain to play around. You can easily get sniped from across the map if teams are really good at their shots. So timing is always going to be key to move away from specific locations to aim for another location to take control of. We'll have to see if teams can do that. For example, Red Reserve here. Then a dip.
You streamed for 4 hours, or did you have your watch time 4 hours?
It's a location maybe you don't want to hold on to for too long because you're going to bring a lot of unwanted attention to you. So as long as Red Reserve can time moving away from this location in time, I think they'll be okay.
Then on the
I have no idea who to.
So speak, Bima Luke, currently 15th overall. As I said, one of the teams that are struggling over the first couple of games, 5 points in two games there, at least have themselves a bit better set up. Spread a bit more evenly across this bigger compound area, a few warehouses in play. But Sirens rotating for the north, trying to get a bit more central. They stopped to do scouting instead of pushing in like we've seen them do in other maps. Intelligent,
wait, what the
better
fuck?
Prepared. It's what I want to
How the hell do you get 200 followers?
The Sirens are something that they do really good at scouting, right? And I think that the thing that they struggle a bit, and we talked about it just a few seconds ago, is timing to know when they must disengage from those locations. The Kendi is where they play the best, in my opinion, and they got that timing down, but now they got to also have that timing consistent on these other maps, just like on Miramar. As Yakuza going to see a few teams rotating on by. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, but Team Dope making their way down in Graveyard.
I really like that rotation by Team Dope. It was wide, but not too wide. It was direct. They knew where they kind of wanted to go.
It's like something like a big streamer
gets. Of course, they're by no means out of the
One
woods
day,
yet
200.
because the phase 3 has once again gone up north, centered a little bit. But look at the amount of teams down south. You know who's going to benefit the most that isn't outside the circle? Romanian squad, baby. They can come in from the west.
What the
Exactly,
hell?
like I said it right. You could easily read this circle, and yet like 90% of the lobby is focusing down south. I'm a little bit saddened by that because I really think that you just got a rotation that's just so easy to read on this circle, but I think no one is really seeing it right
Max,
now. Yeah,
that's why I said most teams like to land on the south side of the south.
Yeah,
and
but
the
still,
southwest
200
side of
followers, what the
Miramar.
fuck?
No teams really go on the northeast, and that's where it's benefit like society.
What just happened?
Brick wall, followed by a potential third party, the Noisy Boys, in around the graveyard area. Hopefully that is only a metaphorical graveyard area and won't become a literal graveyard area for them. Should they find a way inside the circle's bloodline? Still waiting for Atlanta Cycle to get closer to them. Overall, it's still 15 teams, 48 players coming into the blue zone of phase 3, moving in, Max.
yeah. Still, we had quite a few more kills than I was actually expecting towards phase 3. Right, I was expecting maybe to have a little bit less kills going over in this lobby. It does happen from time to time, so we'll have to see. And it's also still the first game. Teams are maybe still learning a little bit how to play around these other teams, how they rotate. As talking about rotations, we're seeing one struggling quite a bit. Yakuza pins some pressure down from a distance. But you know what? The south is going to be slowly getting more freed up. You got a lot more room to play around as these teams try and play around the north, the more east and western edges. It's going to be freeing up a lot of room down south.
Like, you know, simple thing that Yakuza did there by being not super proactive but still moving around as the circle has gone away from them is that they pushed TSC away, and by pushing TSC away they pushed TSC closer to other teams, which is going to give them more freedom to rotate when the next circle does shift on up. I'm worried, Max, as we get into phase 4 by the separation of Sirens, but they will now have to move in towards a compound held onto by Be My Loot. And look at this. You got those fields by water treatment / hacienda. That's a no-go area, so that really eliminates a lot of the landmass available for these teams. And then you have the road in play down south. This is very, very tricky.
Did see a few seconds ago, Daddy, the last player of time to try and get taken out, so they indeed got eliminated in 15th position. That's the end for them on this third game. But now, I saw Team Dope slowly trying to wrap around on the more western edge. There is a Romanian squad up there, and also I believe there was Be My Loot that was very close by, so they could have a little bit of an encounter over there.
Bro, my
I think that definitely Team Dope has a good
out.
idea after can they put it off. We'll have to see, but I think that definitely Team Dope
I
they're
got
being a little
rated
bit more
first. Do
original
you
in their
look
approach compared to all the teams down south.
Who follows you?
Atlanta
Wait,
Cycle,
I got
no,
rated
there's
first.
one or
Do
two teams
you
behind them,
look
and they have
sometimes
to
who follows
eliminate
why?
them
I did
before
yesterday
they
and there was
rotate
someone who
further
literally
into
only
the
following
circle.
girls.
Cyrus did
Knows
get a knockdown
every
onto one of the members of
there
Omega
is, like,
Dragons.
30 or
That's
more.
all well and good,
Someone's
but you can't take on too many
called-
fights at
someone's
once, and that's where
called
being
30. Oh,
too
you're
spread
gaming.
out can go against you. You've alerted the attention of Be My Loot. Now you've got to make it work onto Omega Dragons first.
It's okay as long as you don't get too close to Be My Loot, right? But
That's
you can
what
hold on to the mountaintop.
yeah.
But after that, if Omega Dragons come next to you, you must control it. And I think that's something they struggled on quite a bit. And we saw that recently in like some Miramar games. That when they have a good position, you need to use it properly. But it seemed like Be My Loot did get the upper hand onto Ali for a second.
They seem to be kind of constantly rotating instead of maybe being confident on their position, and it's going slightly against them. X team under the Noisy Boys outside the circle down the south side of this phase 4, yet to make their way in. Sirens will get that revive up, but
Holy
they've
crap,
now
that
wasted
guy's
time as
recording
Omega
that.
Dragons are shooting across in their vicinity.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Omega
god, but
Dragons,
this
they're
man not
really
use
in control
gyro?
right here, and I think they're sending actually a scout high up north, maybe
Jesus.
to scout for the compound
good.
that was not really occupied. I didn't really see on the minimap if it's been taken over by anyone. Remaining squad really close by. Team Dope were going in that overall vicinity, so I think that maybe a team did take control of that one. The Noisy Boys, they get destroyed, and I believe they just got eliminated. That is indeed the case. The Noisy Boys are out. 12 teams now remaining as phase 5 is just around the corner. This game is getting more and more aggressive, and I'm loving it.
think they took quite a few players of Bloodline, if not the whole squad of Bloodline,
Ooh,
out
Bloodline,
with
yeah.
them. No, there's still Kapahala left standing, but
That's it. Yeah.
he's
Is
out in
this
the
Europe?
field,
Yeah, it
with
is.
cycle looking in his direction. Hello, darkness, my old friend Kapahala. They've come to talk to you again.
Yeah, I mean, Kapahala, like, if only those tractors would work, you know, that'll be fun. Just like go slowly away from there. But unfortunately, they're not in working condition. There's a big L for you in the chat, but that's okay. Kapahala, still Bloodline, able to do a little bit of work, rotate in, but still, if they die here, it's only 1 point going their way. So Kapahala survived for a little bit longer, and he might be able to get a few extra points.
And here's the thing, because it's out in the open, Atlantis Cycle can't really risk going aggressive onto the last player of Bloodline, but they also have to be careful that if they move too far into further into the circle to prepare for the next phase, they could in theory get possibly backstabbed by Kapahala. It's very tricky for Atlantis Cycle. However, I do like the way they're handling it. So the next phase has shifted up on the northwest.
This zone is very intriguing, really good for GSG Europe. Romanian squad, they did rotate from the more northern side. We said they could take advantage. In my opinion, they did. Just very unfortunate run of events as their compound is going to be a little bit chucked out of the safe zone of the next circle. But let's see how teams are going to play around that. But yeah, now GSG Europe, a lot of teams are going to be pushing in that location. They got a little bit of a mountaintop. I think literally just send players on a mountaintop and take control. If you play aggressive, if you deny teams rotating, they could literally take the chicken dinner by just standing still.
Yeah, they need to pull off a time shine from game one.
Yeah.
And Siren's going to move away. They're going to shift up more north, get closer to Omega Dragons, which I think kind of makes sense because they had taken down a few members of Omega Dragons, so they know they have that man advantage. Yes, Aaron's gone down, but they still have 3 players up. But of course, Omega Dragons could still stab them in from the side. And I think Yadam is a little bit aware of that.
I don't think that's possible.
Tiny bit of scouting.
Yadam,
I think you need like a minimum of like
They do make it
900
to combat actually, only using 1 player. There was Ali actually
I mean, I
exploded.
think
You
it
know
would
what?
be
That's
like
really cool. Going
1,000
out with a
points.
bang, but Yatem now taking the fight. 2 Romanian squads down to about 1 bullet HP remaining, and they're going to go for the push. 1 bullet is all you need. They take it down, and that is the end of the Sirens taken down. But now also Mega Dragons, we're going to have to shift over to their POV as they're pushing on GSG Europe, and that's going to be one hell of a fight. And as I say that, I think that's the end of GSG Europe. Of the other team up north, the Mega Dragons. GSG Europe playing damn aggressive, holding strong, as I said they had to do.
We're just losing players left, right, and center. On this side of Sirens, I don't get why they didn't full send it as a 3-woman team.
Yeah.
They should have joined up with Yatam. Yatam had the right idea, but I gotta give credit to her. At least she got a kill along the way. 7 teams left, 19 players. Yakuza inside.
Oh, yeah,
They circle
get
down
more
on the southeast
stream
side,
hours,
high ground,
what?
but a lot of teams around them. Will they be able to handle it?
Yeah, GSG Europe doing exactly as I said, right? They're going for the high ground position. I would even say maybe you want to send an extra player or 2 in the little mini shack, little shed that's in the fields area, because that's going to be a very sought after area. And I think that having some pressure from up above and down below would add a lot of variety to your playstyle and aggressiveness going into this Miramar game. But now, Eat My Loot, they finally moved away from their compound. They've been playing pretty passive this entire game, but now they're knocking on the door of Yakuza PX. And Timies is up there alone. Luco is nowhere close to him to really engage and join up on the fight. So Be My Loot, they're the team currently making it uphill. Timer's going to try and buy some time with some utility.
There's also V4, and even though Yakuza are kind of protected from V4, a little peek of the head too much as the revive has been pulled out could go against Yakuza at times. Looking for a bit of time to strike while Luco's in the back line. Definitely spread themselves a bit too thinly, I feel, and they are not in the circle for this latest phase. Wait, hold on, throw the smoke, allow Be My Loot and V4 to engage on each other, and maybe you might be able to third party.
GSG Europe, I talked about it, right? If they took that position down below a little bit better, Team Dope would not have been able to take so much control. But now, because they delayed it too much, GSG Europe, they're out of the circle. They're not controlling this area anymore. Time is now, some utility coming his way. 15 seconds before the blue zone starts knocking on their door. It's going to be intriguing to see how things come on through. But Rav, Romanian squad, is going to be taking the L on that one. Knocked down, but Time is, he's going to be engaging onto Be My Loot, taking one down, taking potentially a second. And for the final spray, gets it with the blue, makes it back into the smoke, and he's able to actually barely survive it. The sprays just don't connect on the side of Be My Loot, and now Time has still got first aid. He's not going to be using it, and I think he should have gone for the kill, and that's going to be very, very heavily punished by Be My Loot.
You were in the smoke. Why didn't you heal up?
I don't know, dude. There's no idea.
Like, it was a great job done by Yakuza by times. And here's the thing. Why didn't Lugo stick with them? Come on, Miramar is the kind of map where you can get the strongest result with as many players left in late game as possible. You gotta stick together. You cannot spread out like that. Missed opportunity for Yakuza.
And when you have that adrenaline rush, that's when maybe some mistakes ensue, and I think they just got a little bit like, oh, I want to go for the fight, I want to take the clutch, but maybe there was not the opportunity, and fortunately Luca of Yakuza bites the dust out in 7th. 6 teams still remain. Now all the teams that were playing on the east, they're going down here. Romanian squad going to be doing that. Bimalu also, Romanian squad, they're dealing that rotation a little bit. They still got so much visibility in the field, and I'm really surprised to see that GSG Europe, they're playing on the edge of the circle. They're really going to get bullied once those smokes wear out, Imperium. They're in so much trouble.
Yeah, but once again, this is the kind of circle where you can't really play in the middle because you're going to have people surrounded by you. It's out in the open. Northern edge of the circle, GSG. Out in the open, but they have those little shaky little hay bale and play.
1,000 viewers till tomorrow, easy.
You know what? I gotta respect it. Really good double knockdown game for GSG. The grenades, I think, a little bit too far to actually connect. You know what? Still really good attempt. I do respect the halfway. Wait, where that grenade?
Yep.
It's both.
Oh my god, if it was pushed a little bit less right there, I think actually. Wait, they got so many. You know what? They're actually getting close enough that they connect. Lost grenade of GSG Europe makes it happen. And now Ra really has to be on the move. He can't go for the res. That's going to be confirming the frag over onto Hopa 7. And I gotta say, I didn't think they were in range. That's great, but now they're sending Levy over. Maybe don't go solo. That's a little bit too aggressive. Levy's going to be punished. Ra going to be switching over to the UC as they're trying to peek on over. And that's going to be why you want to play together. GSG Europe having a big lack of communication and synergy there. Going to be costing them 2 players.
What the? It's about just teams seem to.
Okay there? You're fine?
No, it's like, it's kind of like, you know, it's like being on the tippity top of the mountain, but only being halfway there.
Oh, they get
Full
it.
send to GSG. But in the end, the job is done. They're going to be able to get those revives off. Roscoe, great effort, but goes down in 5th place. 4 teams left. 12 players up.
Yeah, it's a grenade that made it happen. And you know what? They're able to actually pull off the double res. I thought they lost 2 players for sure, but you know what? The fact that they finished that fight was good, so they did make up for it pretty damn well. But still, at the end, if they went up for that push altogether, that would have not happened in the first place. 4 teams still alive and strong and going on for this 3rd chicken dinner. Who's going to be taking it as? Unfortunately, Team Dope, they're the team currently under the most pressure, but even Bimali, they're going to have to go downhill in the fields, and every team literally in this lobby that's still alive are going to have the angle onto Bimali.
Also, V4, although they're inside the circle, pinched in between a number of these teams, they are going to go down. So Be My Loot, they have that buggy in play. They're going to send it. That's a bit risky, but if pinning 2 teams are fighting against each other.
Yeah, Team Dope, they take the L on this Miramar game. 2 teams still in play. It's going to be all between GSG Europe and Be My Loot. 3v4. And now GSG Europe, they're taking a little bit of high ground. They left Bobby a little bit further behind just to have that little insurance, those little interesting angles you can make something out of. Playing with a Scar, red dot in hand. And take those long distance shots. But the circle's put him unfortunately cornered up against a wall. He's going to be peeking over that little mountaintop. Now GSG Europe, they've got to go for Bobby. That's the only player they really need to focus on, because if they take him down, it's going to be the end. Be My Loot will be eliminated, and I believe that's going to be it. And they have it. Very anticlimactic, but that's okay. GSG Europe make it happen and take the 3rd chicken dinner of the day.
No, there's an anti-cheat up.
6th place before this game. You give them a chicken dinner.
The anti-cheat up makes you unable to use hacks for top
Be My
wood,
Loot,
which you have to use before every
clear
day of
implement
PUBG.
this game and perk things up. And by
I
God,
need to go
have
to the
they
bathroom,
got a 2nd
BRB.
place, great result from them. It was just unfortunate that Bobby, who was the last player standing, was facing the blue zone damage, so it was even harder for him, and he couldn't do anything, and GSG just closed it out.
Yeah, he knew the terrain wasn't really working well for him, so I think it's good for him to die to the blue zone, denying an extra point away of GSG Europe, because you don't want to give them too much of a lead in the early stage, right? So I think that definitely he did the good decision of dying to the blue. They still picked up 4 kills going for themselves, and they've been playing pretty passive, especially in the mid stage. They had a compound up north that really no teams were aiming for too heavily, and they were just having the chill early to mid game stage, and there you go. They take a really good position at the end, taking 2nd spot for themselves.
Man, yeah, it's just overall a great game. The Noisy Boys having a weak position, getting 13th, but at least they got 6 kills, so that's going to help them stay somewhat in the top 5. Time to Shine in 15th, so kind of 2 of the top 4 or 5 teams had even inside games as well, right? 16th place, so it's gonna make the overall standings a lot more even, Max.
Indeed. Let me just go over to our beautiful faces. There we go. As I update the standings, they should be updated already, so we're going to be seeing who is currently in the lead. We'll see if your bets are good in the chat. We'll try and see. But there we go. But still, overall, really good performances. GSG Europe able to take that win. And you know what? After a second position last game on Sandhawk, and now a chicken dinner, that shows their consistency. Are they in first position now? I'm really seeing as I'm trying to update this.
They're updated.
I'm trying to update right now. I'm a slow fellow, Imperial. I'm there, and 3, 2, 1. I snap my fingers. Oh my god, look at these overall standings, and look how I was right. GSG Europe in number 1 position with 54 points.
Top 3 teams, all chicken dinners. 54 for GSG, 46 for Noisy Boys. Inside games of 43. Team Dope, not a chicken dinner, but the consistency of 42 points in 3 games. That's an average of 14 points per game.
Yeah,
as far as I know. Yeah, that's literally 14 points per game. Quick math indeed, and quick results from them. Consistency shining through from this Romanian team. And then Yakuza PX, one of the teams that we don't really have that much info on coming into this. 5th place with 34 points. Again, nothing to be sniffed at.
Yeah, the unknown teams are doing surprisingly good. Like, you know, Yakuza PX and also GSG Europe. We talked about these 2 teams. Like, we don't know too much. Actually, almost nothing about these guys. And they're coming in with a bang to kick off PMCO for this full split. So really happy with how they've been able to start off this season. But overall, you know, really good game so far. We played already 75% of our games for the day. That's a very fancy way of saying we played 3 games out of 4. Just to sound a little bit better and to sound a little bit more like Ocean Sharma. But with that said, you know what? We've still got one game to come up. It's going to be a wrangle whether the teams can play at their true potential.
Yeah, and the team that I'm kind of worried about is Time to Shine. Started the day, great result, 12 kills, awesome stuff. But then 2 games later, after that, 3rd game, 24 points. They still only have 14 kills, and like I said, 12 of those was from the first game alone. Are they showing their inconsistency because they are a relatively kind of new team in terms of the roster coming together? And is Erangel their only good map? Something to think about.
Yeah, like we did talk about them in the scrims, right? Well, we're talking about the scrims a lot because right now is our only point of reference for a lot of these teams, so we do have to mention it at the start of the tournament. But like they did struggle in terms of being consistent also in the scrims. So it really shows that what happens in scrims can somewhat translate over to the actual competitive games. So hopefully they'll be able to pick themselves up. You know what? We got 6 days. This is day 1. They can still make a comeback. But at the end of the day, what you need for them to do is to at least hit a minimum threshold to be able to qualify through the group stage, make it over to the semi-final. Sure, you don't need insanely good results, but just try at least to make your way through. And you never know. You might do just like UDR Killers where they struggle their way through. And at the end, kick it off with a bang for the finals and get that number 1 position.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, there's a long way to go. But all we can really do is go based on what we are seeing so far in each individual day. Help to build up those storylines and see where the teams can take their journey. Like I said, they're coming into the PMCO. Unwritten book. They are the authors of their own story in this PMCO. Gonna say who's gonna have the final chapter, the final say at the end of the month.
Final game is also something that's going to be happening very soon. So you know what? As always, we're going to go for a very short break. Myself and Imperium will be back shortly to bring you the action once again for game numero 4. And that one is going to be a wrangle. Took the Miramar accent, but that's okay. So see you guys in hopefully a few short minutes.
Before the next game starts, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna like, since my thing didn't save from last night, I need to watch back my stream, see what clips I like and shit. You know where this is. Wait, wait, I can't fucking talk. Wait, wait, why can't I talk? I don't know. I think you know where this is about to go. Oh, okay, that's how it goes. Okay.
You want me to react?
Don't have it.
This dude needs to get beamed out. This dude needs to get beamed out. Bro, we need a real car.
Oh my god.
Yellow.
I literally got beaten by someone. Why? It's not even Millie's own.
Wait, what? What? This compound? Oh no, he's outside.
I'm 1 HP. What do you mean? You were a sacrifice that wasn't. Hello back. Oh my god, Hello team's fighting in my road. What the hell? I don't know if they're good or not, so I could be the judges, but
Let's go check.
What?
I just know them.
Bruh. Oh wait, we have US here.
Oh,
Take my trike.
oh, there's US. Okay, pick me up. Wait.
Where? Is that out
Oh
of
my
zone?
god, Ali,
Watch
you're
out.
so good.
No, I converted.
Oh, just compound leave it.
Crash it?
No, there's 2 squads.
No, zone's coming. Zone coming, bro.
I mean, they're gonna be worse off than us.
What are you? Oh, what the fuck?
We're finding a single shot.
I hit a 1.
Wanna go crash?
Oh my god.
Full squad.
We have a
Let's
close
get out of
one.
here.
Wait, smoke first and go.
Guys at the 1 stacks are shooting us.
Is he in zone? Yeah, we're gonna dick on him real quick.
Oh, there's
Another car's leaving. Let's go crash that 1 stack.
You think the
Back
buggy?
to
You
one
think the
side?
buggy?
Full
You think the
squad.
buggy go?
Okay.
Meters away. Who did I kill? Oh yeah, he like chucked the fucking Kobe, I remember.
Ew, what an imposter.
Still got that.
Is he in the dip still?
I think.
Still got that. Nice.
Whoa, that shouldn't have. What? Yo, this lag, bro. What the fuck? have sound delay, right?
One very good.
Yay!
This is 1 a.m. Unless it's like that one clip I just did, I ain't fucking clipping shit for 1 a.m. Cause I don't
I
even.
think there's people over there.
Enemies ahead.
Are they trying to drive in?
Just blow up the car when it comes down.
Truck. Should be there, someone should be there.
Oh, got a guy on the right. That's good. Oh, got a guy on the right. That's good. Oh, I'm fucking dumb. I just realized what I just did. Oh, got a guy on the right. That's good. Fix your freaking echo, bro. That's so loud.
Watch out.
You guys give me cancer.
Nah. First off, so your echo is loud as hell. Oh. Yeah, sleep well, Elise. Don't die. See you later or tomorrow, or if I'm still streaming. Bye.
They're peaceful, they're running in. They're like on yellow.
Oh, there's a car.
Yay!
Wait, why did I press that? I'm throwing. And back to this, back to guided access, and bam! I got the things I needed. Let's go. Sai Pubgm nella pasta. Thanks for follow Bubble. Oh, the Bubble dude is not here. Thanks for follow Young. That's cool though. Just to buy new friends. Yeah. Damn, everyone left. What the hell? Oh, Alan made a friend. I can't fucking run. After the PMC, I'm probably gonna stop streaming, take a nap, then stream at H2H. I'm gonna watch TikTok. Just to take you tomorrow.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for waiting. And it's a pleasure to bring you, finally, the final game of day one. It's been a wild ride, Imperium. We had some really good moves, really good chicken dinners, really good grenades, especially coming on through. Now it's all coming to an end with this final game on good old Erangel.
Yeah, it's good to go back to the hollow grounds of Erangel off the back of 3 games played across 3 different maps. And we've seen a few patterns in play of teams that have been able to handle themselves quite effectively, but we haven't seen one team get 3 consistent results. We've seen a team get maybe 1 bad result and then 2 very strong results, or kind of 2 solid results and 1 good result. So I'm looking in this last game for the likes of GSG, Yakuza, Dope to get that extra good result, along with the Noisy Boys as well. So it's exciting. And then the team down at the bottom, try to end on a high note, guys. Try to learn and adapt from what you've seen and experienced in the first 3 games.
Yeah, especially because all of these teams will not be playing tomorrow, Imperium, right? It's going to be Group C and Group D facing up against each other. So, you know, a little bit of pressure right there. You don't want to stay on an L when you have a day off. But with that said, we're going to be putting our attention onto the final game of the day. It's Erangel. Once again, we're back on the grassy pastures. And we're going to see which one will be able to finish on top with the final game of the day. It's going to be intense.
It is indeed. But I'll tell you what is a good start, Max. That plane path. Nice and center, going from north to south. You couldn't ask for any real kind of straighter plane path down the middle. It's going to give a lot easier access for teams to generally get to where they want to. Of course, Sirens in Severny, Roscu around the Zarki area. Team Dope on stall bar. Nice to spread across.
He's done a 4 for second. We're going to have an issue with a clean feed, but it seems like we're completely fine. But yeah, Severny's going to be taken by TSC. That's going to be a-okay for them. So that means that, you know, Sirens, they do like to drop there from time to time, but it seems like that will not be a possibility for them at this time. GSG Europe going to go very closely as Nai Pollyanna. Inside Games could try and join the mix if they really want to. You know what? This plane pass should be okay for one team. That's Amiga Dragons. They like to play down south. They're going to have access for the southern side for the first time this tournament. So, all fun and dandy for them, really.
Yeah, and you know, Red Reserve stopping a little bit short, grab a couple of vehicles, head to North George. They don't have Universe in this set of games, so there's a lot more free, and Scream Farm as well, so there's a lot more freedom for them to rotate freely to George Pool. Phase 1 max, god damn, we are setting ourselves up for a nice game. Straight down the middle plane pass, pretty much straight down the middle phase 1. Oh, spicy coming into the late game.
I like it quite a bit. You know what? This river's going to be coming heavily into play. Sirens, they don't have Lac Nostra here, so they're just like, you know what? Free real estate onto Rosok. That's okay. We can afford to do it. I like this coming on through. That's really good reaction and reading from this team. Red Reserve.
Wow.
Also, free rotation going over to George Pole. Lucky enough for them, they were able to find a car. Car spawns are a little bit rare in the more northern side of the river, right up top of it. So, you know what? Lucky they were able to find it. As we have a full car rotation coming out from Bloodline. Be My Loot. Got that mixed up quite a bit, but that's fine. Yeah, Be My Loot. 4-man car rotation. It's in the early stage. It's fine.
Yeah, it kind of is. But it's the only time it's fine. It's the only time it's fine. I'm still going to be a little bit tut shaking my you know, finger in a disappointing manner, so to speak. But at least they'll be able to rotate and get to where they want to across the eastern side of this circle, going to Pubgm, or map should I say, and they're not going to be too far away from the edge of the circle, and they have somewhat gathered a little bit of information along the way. So on their rotation into the circle, they might be able to nail that a lot more easily.
Atlantis Cycle, a team just like Amiga Dragons, able to actually get the southern side under control. They like to play in military base, and luckily enough for them, it's going to be uncontested, because in the past few days of the scrims right before PMCO kicked off, they were getting contested over there quite a fair amount. So this time around in this lobby, not many teams are going to go over there. Same for also Bloodline. No teams are going to contest Pachinki. We're expecting a lot more passive stage compared to what we had on game 1.
Bloodline, the only ones in Pachinki. We've only seen them in scrims come up against UDR killers, but of course we won't see UDR killers anytime soon. So it's going to be nice and easy for them to rotate their way across. The only thing is that the timing of their disengagement away from Pachinki is gonna be very important, because the phase 1 circle is not exactly central to them, but they're well inside it, so there could be teams around them rotating in that if they're wrong on the timing, they can have a player or two caught out. So just be aware of that, Bloodline.
Yeah, Bloodline, they've been improving a little bit their rotations. They've been a little bit more reactive, a little bit on their feet to be able to move away from those positions really quick. So the Noisy Boys, you know, they had a lot of success in this location earlier, playing around the area of Gatka. I'm okay with that. They do tend to get back together a little bit quicker than they used to be. You got V4 that are very, very close by from their position. So Elusive, hopefully he's not going to get too far away. He's in the gutter. If a team's nearby, grenades could make really easy work of him. We know that's not the case, but they do not know, of course.
And I think it's okay to play around this gutter area in the really early parts of the game, especially when the circle kind of isn't hanging around that area for now. So they'll just move on out of sight for now. Might be able to catch out. Players will make a dragon stopping early on, do a bit of scouting, and then push away. And I think they know, they have an idea there could be a player or a team there based on how the teams do drop on these kind of games, and with the playing trajectory being so dead down the middle between the east and the west, that it was always going to be easier to access the west side or the southwest side of this map.
On the POV of player 99 of V4, once again, very spread, did cause them quite a bit of hassle in the first game, right? They lost one of their very first players, I think it was player 99, over to the hands of the Noisy Boys. They lost another player on another side of the map. Like for example, right now, Marshall might just go down to mask off, but that smoke does buy him a lot of precious time, so you can just pick up some speed, make it out of there quite okay. But I want us to have V4 having their V stand for victory. They're French boys, so of course, boys, especially French boys, gotta support French boys.
Course, gotta express that little bit of je ne sais quoi, as I have said previously. And you know, in the last game they got a much better performance. 10 points, 7th position, 2 of them being kills. I think the one thing that's faltered them a bit, and we saw it in the first 2 games, is that they've lost
I'm so tired.
players early on. So I would like to see it to the last game, is that they have that full squad up coming into the 15-20 minute mark, so that they can hopefully gain more control of those circles, and of course react much better as a full squad on those shifts. So excited to see what they can do in this game.
I like how Mega Dragons already left like the southern side next to Primorsk and very early on. They gave it up very early. I do like that. I think they did tend to overstay there quite a bit, and maybe too long from time to time. But now they're already on the move, trying to look for compounds down south that could be valuable to play around. Really good high points to also gather information. I do like it. Red Reserve also doing their own rotation. They move away from Northern George Pop pretty soon, and this compound here is actually a really good foothold with this phase 1 circle showing up.
It gives a lot of information. It's relatively high ground. You can look in the direction of Rosshawk so confidently, and even up north, of course. As you're coming from the west, you already know what's on the west, so you have easy sight lines on the east. And yeah, coming into phase 2, they'll be able to react a lot easier. The only thing is that if they are in the center of the circle, what I slightly fear about Red Reserve is their ability to hold on to those areas as a full squad. But let's see what happens.
I think they're a team that shine when they gotta go just absolutely hammering a compound breach, and that's when they really come together. When you have good, like huge aggressive players like, you know, Victor, I think that's definitely some way to make those players shine on a personal level.
Yeah, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. In my opinion, Victor is one of the best individual players when it comes to PUBG Mobile Europe right now. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile in terms of his ability to frag out and turn a fight in his favor. The only thing is at times it can be the fact that he doesn't necessarily have that proper backline support. Like Kaylas is also a pretty solid fragger, but the thing is that he tends to play for that flank position or that aggressively frontline position, and that tends to go against Victor's benefits, as he tends to be left on his own.
I mean, he is the IGL, you know, Classy. He's going to try and get a little bit more information and sidelines to assist his team. But GSG Europe moved away from Yasnai Polyana area, trying to go up north. No teams really played heavily around Saverny. There was TSC that went around that location. They left it already really early, which I do like, because it's on the edge of the circle. They want to take any kind of early risk. So I'm happy with TSC doing that move early on, because they need some points right now to try and make up for not the strongest of day ones.
Depending on where this phase 2 goes, hanging around Rosshawk could definitely be a bit of a viable option coming into not necessarily phase 2, but maybe even phase 3, because it's close to the edge of the North River and you get a lot of information. It's relatively high ground, like I say. No team is really on the southwest side of the circle, and which kind of makes sense based on that phase 1. And on the phase 2, because it shifts a bit more northwest, like inside games of Mega Dragons V4, you have a really easy, clean rotation up into the north side of that river.
Or GSG, here it is. They're getting very close to TSC. They got Anthe on a little bit of a split position. You know what? I think it's good. It does offer a little bit of another foothold if they want to rotate too, or just get extra information. But GSG, they're just lurking in the shadows right there, looking, having their eyes pried open and just licking their lips at the thought of potentially taking this compound away from TSC. But Albi, I think he heard the cars out for sure. They heard that. They got the information. And GSG, now they know they alerted them. They're thinking, or they fully commit to it, or they disengage. And I think they're going more for the disengaged approach of that position.
Keeping Kamara back a little bit isn't a bad idea. Just keep that back line in case the full squad was to get kind of engaged upon. But I really like that by GSG. It's not passive play, but it's composure, and it's also decision making.
It's thoughtful.
Right? You know, instead of hanging around there and not engaging, by disengaging, you've made that key decision to move away because you're playing for the later part of that game, right? Makes sense.
I definitely like how thoughtful they're trying to be on that one. Like, you know what? If it's not worth it now, why we go for it? But you know what? Time to shine. They find some worth in going for the compound breach. Wiz team dope, but no one's actually inside the building themselves. So that's going to be having a big difference. Harp joins the mix right there. We also got the angles. Grenades would be huge if they can chuck them. Very nice nade from Nye right behind. He connects down Tudo and Bazzi. 2 players down, instantly dropped by those grenades. Harp and Slowball's going to try and make things happen.
Why do people fight for this compound?
Time to shine. They were just like easy peasy lemon squeezy right there. They didn't even get close to Team Dope, and they just took them out. 4 kills going for Time to shine. Wow.
I wasn't expecting that to be executed so easily by Time to Shine, because they had lost Daddy, and Team Dope kind of seemed a bit more prepared. But clearly Time to Shine made use of the Acro grenades a lot more easily than Team Dope, and yeah, eliminated just like that. And Team Dope were 4th place at the start of these 3 games, or coming into this last game. It's really going to affect their overall standings.
This is definitely an upset for them. Alan cooking up that nade.
Wait, why did you...
They believe behind the building, just to make sure. You never know where they
why
might just
do you throw it behind the building? What the fuck?
You're going to make a little bit of an
Stop throwing it behind the building. What the fuck? Throw it inside the
cavalry over. Send the entire team
do you not hear footsteps?
Just how many players? Grenade perfectly cooked.
Who is that kid?
He's going to be taking the L on that one.
That BO Aline is dumb as fuck.
They might just be a little bit too slow to join up on the party, and that might just be a flush onto Allen happening right there. But Burians is inside the building also. Burian shall follow suit, and Burian just really falling apart in this engagement.
Bands is this? What type of squad is this?
Can he push back Savage X while Kapahala joins on up? Whiskey's gonna confirm the kill on 2. Norfriend's gonna come in and get a nice cheap kill. So that's gonna be Noisy Boys down to 3 players.
Yeah, it's revenge time for Neurofen. But you know what? The Noisy Boys now, they're taking control. They got the area for themselves, and only for themselves. As Kapahala joined way too late. I'm surprised they didn't really follow up with also Burian. Like, they could have easily came over as a 2-man team. They just didn't make the most out of it. A little bit of a slower reaction coming out from the Noisy Boys. And now not from the Noisy Boys, from Bloodline, as now the Noisy Boys got a pretty decent position. But let's see where the circle just shall go the next phase. Ooh, interesting circle. Forcing all the teams down south over the river.
Yeah, and it's also pretty difficult and tricky to play around the shooting range area, because a little bit similar to Prison, there's kind of nearly always a higher, more elevated area unless you're at the very tippity top. And even then, playing on that very tippity top, it can be quite difficult, kind of like Potato Hill. So it's going to be tricky, especially if a lot of teams want to rotate around that area. I would recommend, if you're down on the south, kind of stick towards the southwest area and just play on the edge of the circle. I can see a lot of teams playing on the edge of the circle in these games.
Grenade from Maskov. Looks pretty good. Oh my god, that's a bullseye. Threads the needle and finds that triple kill onto Bloodline. Kapahala, I mean, there's no worth to this area, so I think that he could have disengaged pretty easily, but I mean, he should have tried to disengage. Easy is maybe not the word I wanted to use right there, because they had so many angles, the Noisy Boys. I don't think they would have allowed Neurofen to make it away.
No, Neurofen was screwed, but Kapahala should have pushed back. He could easily go through Watertown, go on the coastline by that river, come in via ruins. There's always, as a one-man player, you're able to kind of hide around the wall lines of that ruins area and get a lot of information across the way. But now it's TSC, Red Reserve, they're going to clash up. And the grenade gets spotted out. Not quite just yet, but that will alert Red Reserve, Max.
Yeah, a little bit of damage onto Victor. You know what? Nice little early present in that fight. Just like, okay, you know what? We respect you coming over. A little tickle, exactly. Friendly banter, but just make sure don't get too close because, you know, it's COVID. You got that little distance over there. You want to be very careful. So just like, okay, we respect that. We're Red Reserve. We don't want to really get too much involved with TSC because, you know what? Germs are not our friends right now.
And what I find interesting that Red Reserve has sent the player kind of back, and I like that because in this area with them being so nicely inside the circle, there is that risk that they could get kind of backstabbed somewhat. So having, I think it's K-Last in that backline area, you're kind of able to warn the rest of the team. However, one thing I don't like about it is that, look, if somebody comes in behind you, you're out in the open, you're probably going to get screwed anyway. They should have full sent it, or if they can, try to surprisingly full send it, even though they haven't got a knockdown on the TSC.
You full pop into the kill feed, and most of the time when that happens, it's not really for the good reasons. It's mostly them on the receiving end of the fight. So Crawl, unfortunately, will be confirmed out of this game by Kev as a cone. Hey, dude, I'm so proud. Like, you know what? The scrims are good for the teams and the players to prepare. It's also good for us because if we have a team name that's like, or a player that's really hard to say, we prepare. And now I can say Kev as a cone without any issue. Easy peasy, dude. Easy peasy.
Okay, stop stealing my word, man. Stop stealing my word.
I used to say easy peasy before
stealing things. Talking about stealing things. The circle has shifted over to the west. So that, I think that's overall much better for these teams. I know it might sound stupid because a lot of teams are outside the circle, but the reason why is because these areas, there's a few more compounds in play and there's some clearer high ground to try to gain control of. It's just going to be hard getting to that point inside the circle from the east.
You got that hilltop to the left of the circle. Like, that is where you want to go. No teams have tickets, so yeah, Omega Dragons could be a team aiming for that position. Remaining squad also, if they really want to, as Victor going to be initiating the fight versus TSC. Victor's on a really big off angle without the rest of his team. Wait for your team to slowly try and push up on TSC, and you should be good because they're really on the receiving end of this fight. And now X team down below, they want to try and get involved. They want a piece of this cake. And TSC like, okay, we give up on this fight. We're back over to the compound, and we're going to leave Red Reserve in this troublesome position.
And that's why Red Reserve messed up. They're closer on the edge of the circle. Teams came in. K-Last is on the off angle. He got taken out. Kliss is being knocked down. Nova's going to get knocked down. Now Victor's on his own.
Beg for mercy. Well, you know what? You better beg for mercy, Red Reserve, or otherwise you're just going to go down. Victor trying to join the party, trying to get a little bit more involved. He's trying to take control. On to the left, he's got one play on his left, one play on his right. It's just too much for Victor to deal with, and that's the end of Red Reserve, taken out in 15th. X team picking up a bunch of juicy kills.
I'm not surprised. I kind of predicted it. Yeah, okay, if the circle hadn't gone so heavily to the west, it might have been a bit easier. But I mentioned about the third party, the backstab, and that's exactly what has happened. Red Reserve, we got to play a little bit better for that late game, while the inside game is going to push in and potentially engage upon by Be My Loot.
You know what, inside games, they're not too happy of Be My Loot being around there, as a lot of teams, like TSC, they delayed their rotation away from the western side. Now they're gonna have to make it not through one team anymore, now through 3 teams currently on the very edge of the circle. They can't even wrap up north because there's just so many teams on the outskirts that are all playing on the edge because it's such a flat terrain in the center. This is very tricky for TSC to get out of.
I'm gonna disagree with that because it's still only phase 4. The phase 5 blue zone will be, of course, a bit harsher, but I think it's better for them to be outside the circle rather than out in the open inside the circle, pinch around all these teams. I'm not saying it's going to work out, but that's kind of my perspective and counter argument to what you justifiably mentioned, and it kind of makes sense what you said.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair, Imperium. We'll just have a little chat after this stream because I think we're gonna 1v1 Ruzy Red Dot.
Fight me.
Exactly, we'll fight you. That's okay, Imperium. We'll put the results over on Instagram later on. But backfire, unfortunately, that's the situation is going to really backfire against him. He's going to be out. Dale, unfortunately, trying to deal with this kind of position, but unfortunately, inside games are really under a lot of pressure. A lot of teams around them, really in a troublesome spot. And
the kind of more they know players around them are getting knocked out, killed, the more space they're going to have to climb in, and now they've been able to get into the edge of the circle because they took their time. Now Mega Dragons and Atlantis Cycle, Sebi is on his own inside that building.
I talked about it. Atlantis Cycle, they went for it. There was that hill on the left. They just took that position for themselves. There's no one lucky because they scouted behind them. Like, okay, no one from the western side. We can only have to focus on the north, south, and even over mainly to the east of that position. So I really think that Atlantic Cycle have a really good setup, a really good rotation. Now, can they use that position to good avail? As this circle centers up on it perfectly. A lot of teams are going to... Everyone is over on the east edge, Imperium. Everyone is going to have a rush for that position of Atlantis Cycle.
Just hurts for the teams up in the northeast. But of course, it's going to really help GSG and even V4, even though they're very close to each other, because they are close to the edge of the circle, and there's no real other teams around them bar the two teams that are already in there.
Yeah, I think that also Romanian squad could be a big factor going into this one. They're taking a fight currently up north. If they get themselves out of this fight, then aim for the northern side of the hilltop of Atlantis Cycle. They don't even have to take a fight with Atlantis Cycle. They have to go for the rotation now and end that fight versus Yakuza as Uzi is still behind, or just leave it, which seems like that's what they're doing. They do the move, they do the rotation, and it should pay off immensely.
Yeah, but don't split up. Have all members rotate in the same direction. They're kind of doing that, but I would much prefer them being to the west of that hillside rather than to the north of it, because they're still at risk of being taken down by the teams on the east.
They're like, wait, is that an allied car? Is that our ally? Wait a second, guys. I think he's against us, so maybe we should shoot him. Not too sure, but you know what? TSC, they're going to send one player forward. That's going to be Booker. But unfortunately, Atlantis Cycle, they're already in the edge. GSG Europe also going for the engage, and we said it right, it was going to be a race to finish it off, and they're all making it over to the hilltop. Everyone is trying to get there first, but unfortunately the absolutely mayhem is happening on Erangel for this final game of the day. And which team are coming out on top? Now we're down to 10 teams. Just got Thanos snapped at that engagement, Imperium. I think they'll get one more settled as Atlantis Cycle. They are taking a little bit of an L as they're getting engaged on by GSG Europe. They're going damn aggressive. They want this back-to-back chicken dinner.
Oh, be my loot and time to shine.
Oh, nice.
Shine on your crazy diamond once again. Roscure to the north of them, holding out amongst the smokes. They're not too close together, but they can separate themselves enough. Indeed, they do, and they take out Be My Loot.
Will tries to find the angle, and it will be found indeed. That's going to be time to shine. Up to already double-digit kill counts. 10 kills for them. Even if they die now, that is already your point average hit. Of course, you know, you don't want to die too early, so you want to keep on going, especially when you have so many players still alive. Romanian squad, they did go for the rotation. A little bit of utility popped off to survive it. I think that time to shine here, and Romanian squad, they got the same idea, and they're putting it off pretty damn well.
I think they're kind of respecting each other a little bit.
Yeah.
X team are split up. Well, not split up. It's just Nightmare left standing because Andy got taken out. So that's going to be pretty good for time to shine the Romanian squad. I think that's where Will is recognizing this and is just kind of separating himself a little bit to try and find the last player of X team in amongst the smoke.
I mean, Atlantis Cycle lost that fight actually versus GSG Europe, and now they're still pushing so strong down south that the circle centers up actually up north, away from GSG, away from Omega Dragons, and also TSC's last player, Antho. And that's going to be centering up pretty well on Romanian squad. They got that little hill mountaintop to play with. This seemed like a really good game for them to pull off.
I think anybody can really win this. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I don't think you're guaranteed to stay alive.
Bro, I just want to sleep.
Even if you're inside the circle.
As long as you're able to fully commit to it, should be fine. Talking about commitment, Kevin Zacone tries his best, but it's going to be very shortly lived. GSG Europe going for the res on Rafik. And Rafik will make it out. He's got the new sexy skin, also of the new set, so you know what? Nice flex, making me a little bit sad, but that's okay. GSG Europe still holding on to the southern side. Omega Dragon Sebi really trying to delay his rotation away, as Antho also trying to do a similar move. But now the northern side, I mean, time to shine, and Romanian squad, I don't know, should I take the fight? Should I just wait it out and pressure the teams coming from the south? You got so many options available for these two teams.
They should wait because they're actually on the low ground, and that's a little bit more advantageous than being on the high ground because you're less likely to get spotted out. They do have plenty of smokes and utility, especially time to shine off the back of taking down Be My Loot. Just wait it out for the next circle to pop up.
Oh, Antho, despite being in the fields right, they're able to find Sebi of Omega Dragons, and he's going to be pushing on forward. But unfortunately, that was a very short W as he dies right after. But you know what? He gets 4th position instead of 5th. In overall points, that's a pretty significant difference.
And a kill along the way, so you take your little victories as you can. We're down to the last 3 teams. Romanian squad, time to shine, and GSG.
GSG Europe, I mean, they won the last game on Miramar. Will get the first back-to-back chicken dinner on the first day of PMCO for this full split? I mean, that would be a huge achievement for them. I think they're already looking good. They got a few players scouting up above. But really here, this is going to be a Mexican standoff, as we always like to call it, Imperium. The teams that fight first, the two teams that always get involved, you need the other team that's playing passive to engage upon that fight to really commit and capitalize on the disadvantage of the other teams. As Ra goes down first for Romanian squad, putting him down to now only 3 players. Where Swave going to try and flank on the side onto Chris, and Killer not quite able to find the angles there.
At least that's going to help Time to Shine gain a little bit more control, because that member of the remaining squad has been eliminated. GSG, even though they're on the high ground, they're at risk of getting shot from that open position.
Yeah, if they have no smokes, Imperium, like, they're going to be pushed over the ledge, and that's when the two teams, Time to Shine and Romanian squad, they're like, oh my god, is this Christmas early? We're just going to go for all the kills remaining in the lobby. That'll be okay.
Wow.
But here it is. They're going to be... Rafik pushing on down with a car. You know what? Original approach, but I think he knows that they're in the dip on the other side. So you know what? Rafik is somewhat not going to get pressured too heavily by Romanian squad unless they want to commit some utility and some presence over there, which I think is what Killer and Hopa are currently doing. They're slowly pushing over there. But at least they have Rafik over there. That's really a good foothold. It seems like Romanian squad, they're going to be put under pressure by Time to Shine. Swave taking those shots.
I think they're pretty confident they have the majority of the players in the lobby, so they can send that player forward, and it is lower ground, so they'll hopefully be able to take more control.
Oh my god, no, taking a car like that. That was such a risky move. Swave will be cancelled because of that. Now that's Naya left alone, trying his best to take that position. But now GSG, I said it right. When you see the kill feed light up, that is your time to shine.
Oh my god, I'm tired.
They're going fully engaged. Time to shine. Trying to buy some time with some utility. Romanian squad put extremely low. All of their players down to about mid HP. They have to heal up because GSG Europe, they are relentless. They keep on pushing again and again and again as the shot keeps getting a shot forward. Hop 7 trying to hold to a pretty decent angle. Now GSG, they got so much room extra on that position. As Time to Shine trying to wrap around with a car. Very interesting rotation indeed, but Romanian squad, they got the high ground on GSG Europe. They lose Chris. Killer Hopa 7 still remaining. Killer trying to wrap around a little bit further down south, a little bit further to the low ground, but unfortunately getting absolutely lit up by the GSG composition as Hopa 7 left alone as a one-man army. Time to Shine could try and go also for the re-engage on the backside as they are still alive in this lobby.
I think there's a certain level of uncertainty for Time to Shine because they do not see what Romanian squad and GSG are exactly up to.
Time to Shine struggling a bit. They're going to be losing Will. That's going to be then still trying to hold on to that angle. Hopa 7, you know, capitalizing on the opportunities at hand, securing himself.
No, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to stream HQ ice cream though.
Time to Shine still got one player down below. That's Swave.
I'm taking a nap,
still come
then
through because
streaming
GSG, if they go too high to peek on them, that's going to get right away punished by Romanian squad. So really, they're all tangled up against each other. It's very risky, but Law, he's just going for it. He's going for the push. Connects onto Chris with the AK. And now it's over versus Hopa. And Hopa loses that one. Law clutches it through for GSG Europe. And now the chicken dinner is at hand's reach.
Oh my god, they're going even harder.
Oh my god, Law is just clutching it through for GSG Europe. He takes down Romanian squad. Now he's going to be changing his focus over to Time to Shine. Going to go for the res onto Will, but they know that they only got one more player to take care of as they got that knock. They need to use that 2v1 advantage, and Will knows that. He needs to take the fight at hand. Able to almost get himself a knockdown, but it's not going to happen.
Team.
GSG
It's
Europe,
literally
they
a tier
take the
2
back-to-back chicken dinner.
I mean, they fucking threw their high ground and everything. I'm dead. I'd stream. I'll be back in a few hours after